Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is story about what if neglected Naruto has Senjutsu Bloodline Part 1. Before I start, please do support for more amazing content and comments for Part 2. Do consider to subscribe my channel and share my video to your friends and check out the description as well. Let's start the video. A divine blessing. The aged Hokage sighed. He read the report again and looked at his desk. Are you sure, Inu? Hiruzen had to confirm this. Yes, Hokage-sama, the said man replied. He was wearing the traditional Anbu attire with a dog mask. He continued, Jiraiya-sama's information was accurate, but I was unable to inspect the place as there was nothing left. But we were able to find some ninja activities a bit further away. What about this explosion that you have put on the report? The Hokage still couldn't take his eyes off from the object that was on top of his desk. It is just my speculation, Hokage-sama, but I believe that it played a part in the explosion. I can't say much about the explosion, but the marks it left behind was really, how should I say, weird. All I can say for sure that it was an S-rank jutsu, but you can't put your finger on the origin of it? Hokage finished for Inu. The Anbu just nodded back. Anything about the scroll? The Hokage looked at a scroll. It was a small scroll engraved with Yuzushiyo's symbol as well as the said object's symbol. Hiruzen was hoping that some sort of instruction or information was inside the scroll that could help to solve the mystery around their current predicament. Nothing. I studied about seals, but this is way out of my league. The only person who can open it is probably Jiraiya-sama. Inu replied back in a bit disappointed voice. Okay, for now seal these inside the forbidden scroll. And Inu, you are to participate in the genin selection as a jonin instructor next week. Is it necessary? Inu sighed. The council wants you to train Sasuke, you being the only one with Sharingan can teach him about his bloodline. Hiruzen just shook his head. He still has to pass my test. Inu shrugged, making the Hokage to sigh. Hiruzen gave a dismissing wave and the Anbu left not a second later. The Hokage took out his pipe. He wanted to make head and tail of the situation. Few weeks back Jiraiya sent him some vital information about some ruins located somewhere along the outskirts of Konoha. He sent an Anbu squad led by Kakashi to search the ruins. It was supposed to belong to the Uzumaki clan. But before the Anbu could even reach the ruins, they were slowed down by a sudden storm that came out of nowhere. It was so strong that even he felt it from all the way here. And it didn't stop there. The Anbu reported that there was a huge explosion, and when they went there was nothing left. The only clue of the explosion they found was the aftermath of it, which created a huge crater as if it was caused by a strong phenomenon like meteor falling from the sky, and the power of the explosion was so strong that it left nothing behind around few 100-meter radius. But the odd part was only those items were left unscratched on middle of the crater, that object and the scroll. The Hokage sighed and put down the report. He would have to think about it later. Next week there were new batches of genin coming out, and a few jonin instructors had already made some recommendation. He had to oversee the making of the teams. This was going to be another long night for him. 1 week later. It was a bad day for a certain blonde. He failed the graduation exam again. He studied and practiced hard, but at the end, just because he couldn't do one bunshin, he failed. Except for the written portion, he did quite average on other fields. But it wasn't enough. Why? That's the only thought that was going through his mind. He always tried his best till he fell over, but it was never enough. And no one helped him at all. All he ever asked for was the recognition of the people, to look at him, to smile at him. Was it so much to ask? Sometimes he wondered if all of these were worth anything. He looked at the sky. It was cloudy, a storm was coming. Hey Naruto, how are you feeling? Naruto was snapped out from his thought and looked at the person. It was Mizuki. He didn't like this instructor that much, never knew why. It was more like a gut feeling. What do you think, sensei? I failed in the test again, he said sourly. Mizuki was glad inside. Everything was going just like he was hoping for. Naruto, do you know about a secret test? It's for those that fail but might have potential in other areas. Want to hear about it? You might pass if you do it properly. He laid out the bait. Really, sensei? What is it about? Of course I will take it, believe it. Naruto was ecstatic. Hook, line and sinker. Inside, Mizuki started laughing. What they didn't notice that they were both seen by a blue-haired girl who left hurriedly. Few hours later. Naruto stopped and hid behind a tree. Wow. I didn't know Gigi was a pervert too. That made things way lot easier. He looked at the huge scroll and smirked. Well, Mizuki-sensei didn't say that I can't learn anything for myself. I mean, I will be considered as an idiot if I don't give a peek. With that he opened the scroll and started to look for anything good. Most of the jutsu were complicated, as in he got zero idea what they were meant to use for. And some even sounded downright weird. But one jutsu caught his attention, and it was Shadow Clone Jutsu. Somewhere else, Iruka was running with Hinata to find Naruto. The girl came to his house and told him about Mizuki. If it was anyone else he would have thought that it was a bad joke, but Hinata's worried eyes and her frantic gestures told him that she wasn't lying. It angered him, but instead of going after Mizuki he rushed to go to the tower to inform Hokage about the matter. But when he saw few Anbu running around he knew that the damage had been done. He sent a message to the Hokage and started looking for Naruto. He couldn't lose time now. He had to find Naruto before Mizuki would. Hinata tagged along. He wanted to send her back, but he really needed her Byakugan and the girl was determined to help. His only wish was that he could find the boy whom he started to see as a little brother before it was too late. Back with Naruto. Wow, that wasn't so bad. Maybe I should check out if there is anything else with that. He started looking into the scroll again. His body was a bit ragged. It was hard to learn at first, but he still pushed forward and at the end he learned it. Although he got few cuts on his hand courtesy of the tree next to him as he punched it when he got frustrated at the middle of his learning. But he didn't wish to stop now because he wanted to see if he could learn something more, something important. Chances like this never came so often. Then he saw the last part of the scroll. Nothing was written there, but there was a symbol and it looked like the one he wore on his jacket. He touched it with his bloody hand and was surprised when suddenly smoke came out from there. When the smoke cleared he saw a mask and small scroll lying there. The mask looked weird to him, but for some reason he felt calm when he held the mask. Weird, Naruto thought as he took the scroll, and he was surprised when he saw that his jacket symbol again, and this time it had the picture of the mask with it also. He touched the scroll with his bloody hand again, and immediately with a click sound the scroll loosened up. Naruto was surprised to see the scroll opening. He opened it to see what was written there. Raijin, the Shinto god of lightning. With the help of this divine mask you shall be able to call forth the blessings of Raijin, god of lightning, thunder and storms. Be wary, summoner, if your intention is vile, you will be punished for your malicious intent. You will be reduced to nothing as the power of the storm will tear you apart from inside. Take heed, summoner, even if your intention is good, you will have to pay the price for wanting such a power. For this your soul will be his to command. Let the storm obliterate everything in its path. Asterisk. Holy shit. That's the only thought that came to Naruto. To summon a divine god? A god? Are you freaking kidding me? Naruto read the warning again and he felt shiver running down his spine. I don't know if it is bullshit or real, but whoever wrote this really knows how to keep everyone away. I would like to keep my soul to myself, thank you very much. Naruto tried to put the scroll and the mask back inside, but okay, how am I supposed to put the mask and the scroll back? Damn it! He sighed as he finished debating with himself. There wasn't much time left, so he would have to ask Mizuki-sensei later. He put the mask and the scroll inside his jacket, closed the forbidden scroll and started heading toward the meeting point. It didn't take long for him to reach there. Naruto sat down and started waiting for Mizuki as he noticed that he came a bit early, but he couldn't help it, he was excited. He heard some noises and when he looked around he was surprised to see Iruka and Hinata. Hey Iruka-sensei, what are you? But he was cut off when Iruka dashed to him. Grabbing him he jumped back, and he did all these in 5 seconds. Naruto was surprised and then he was shocked to see there were kunais on the place where he was standing. Mizuki was not having a good time. He had to slow down to make sure no one was following him. Now before he could even get to Naruto, Iruka was there already and the main problem was Hinata. Having here there complicated things a lot, but the main problem was time. He didn't have any to waste, he had to jump the gun as the clock was ticking. Naruto, this is a trap. I already sent a message to Hokage before Iruka could finish. Mizuki started laughing. He looked at Naruto with a disgusted face and shouted, Hey Naruto, you want to know why the villagers hate you? Why everyone? Mizuki! Iruka shouted and he threw some shuriken at him. Mizuki jumped and hid behind a tree. Naruto, Hinata. Go get help, you won't stand a chance against him. Go! Iruka told both the kids. Before both of them could run, don't you want to know, Naruto? Why everyone ignores and neglects you? Mizuki started saying while jumping behind the trees. Naruto stopped hearing that. Hinata got worried when she looked at the eyes of the blonde. There was desperation, something she had never seen before. Iruka tried to go after him, but Mizuki kept throwing shuriken at the kids, keeping him defending them. 12 years ago, Yandane couldn't kill the Kyuubi, so he sealed it inside a baby, and guess what? That baby is you, Naruto. Time seemed to stop for Naruto. All the time the question he always asked himself why had finally been answered. He didn't wait to see the look on Hinata or Iruka's face. He jumped and started running away. Hinata was heartbroken after knowing the truth. When she looked at Naruto, she could see the pain in his eye, the fear. Before she could say anything, he jumped away. Without a second thought, Hinata gave pursuit. Naruto! Hinata! Iruka screamed, but before he could do anything, he saw a Fuma Shuriken coming at him. He jumped to avoid, and then he saw his mistake. Another Fuma Shuriken was coming at him, while he was still in midair. Hinata was running. She could see Naruto with her Byakugan. She couldn't take this. The boy she admired and liked was torn to pieces. She couldn't run away now. He needed her. She needed to tell him that all this didn't matter. She suddenly saw a Fuma Shuriken coming at her from behind fast. She dodged it, but not fast enough, as it cut her leg. She took her gentle fist stance and stood there. She looked at her leg. It wasn't deep cut, but she could see she wouldn't be able to outrun Mizuki now. But she was glad when she saw that Naruto also stopped behind some trees. But she had to focus on Mizuki now, for she would protect him with her life. Why do you care for the demon child, Hinata? You know that he is the fox that caused so much pain all those years back? Many of your clan members died too, if I remember? Mizuki was trying not to kill Hinata. Killing the Kyuubi brat and Iruka was one thing, but a clan heiress was another. You are wrong. Now Naruto-kun isn't a demon. He is a b-boy that tries his hardest, and always stands up no matter what. I don't care if he has Kyuubi inside of him. He is not the Kyuubi, he is Naruto, the person I admire most, and I will not let you kill him. Hinata shouted. Mizuki was pissed. He really didn't want more trouble, but now there was no other way. He had to kill her and find Naruto fast. Naruto was shocked to hear this. Hinata didn't mind that he had the Kyuubi inside of him. Sure, he didn't know the girl that much, but he knew that she was shy, quiet, and a bit weird, but also caring. And here she was saying all these gentle things about him, but one thing that rang through his head the most, that she saw him for who he was, not the Kyuubi. He looked out from the tree and was horrified when he saw Mizuki threw his Fuma Shuriken, and he started preparing another. Hinata dodged the first one, and then she saw Mizuki throwing another one. With her eyes she saw that the first one was coming back from behind. She knew she might not be able to dodge both of them at once with her damaged leg. Naruto was terrified. The first person that recognized him was going to die right in from him. He started running toward her, but he knew he couldn't reach her in time. He needed to be a god to reach. The mask of Raijin. Screw the warnings. He thought to himself, as he had to save her no matter what. Without another thought, he took out the mask and wore it directly. And then everything went blank. Naruto's mindscape. Kyuubi looked in front of his cage. He was surprised. Who knew that the brat had it in him? I am surprised to see you didn't zap the kid to death. Kurama, it's been long since we faced each other. Last time it was with Hagoromodano, said a figure which was covered in shadow. How are you? I am sure you didn't come to chat with me, and by the looks of it you got something to do with this stupid host of mine, Kurama said bitterly. The stupid host of yours interests me. Naruto, is it? Maelstrom. Sounds befitting. The figure chuckled. Oh, what are you thinking of doing with him? Kurama was surprised. It was like the figure was enjoying himself. Kurama, this kid, from what I saw through his memories, despite all the treatment he gets, he still stays strong. Something that is rare in this world. Don't you agree? Kurama laughed. You do know that it is a mask he created to protect himself, right? Nonetheless, a mask to protect his innocence. The reason he never came to this part of his mindscape till now shows that even all the abusing he got, he still doesn't hold hatred in his heart. Sadness, yes, envy, maybe, but not hatred. And the mask helped him to become courageous and strong. For that he earned my respect. The figure replied back. Why are you so interested in a mere mortal? It's not like you, Kurama said with an edge in his voice. When he wore the mask, he should have been killed instantly, but your yang chakra intervened, my divine chakra, Kurama. If you had both of your chakra, things might have been different. It feels like this kid has a destiny of his own and he can't die right now. I will watch and see where this destiny of his leads him to. Goodbye, Kurama. With that the figure left. With Naruto. Naruto opened his eyes. His body was sore. He sat down and looked around. He was on top of the clouds? Well, this sucks. I thought the heaven will look a bit nicer than this. Naruto sighed. Trust me, boy, this is not heaven, and no, you are not dead yet, said a voice behind him. Naruto jumped and slowly looked behind him. There was a huge guy behind him. He was more than 8 feet tall, and behind him few spheres were forming a circle with 3 tomo inside each circle. He had a muscular body and his hair was crimson red. The thing that caught Naruto's eyes was the mask he was wearing. It was the same mask he was carrying, but looked more deadly. Most of his body was covered by shadow, even the eyes. Who are you, sir? For some reason Naruto thought he shouldn't piss off this guy. Why not give a guess, boy? Raijin mused. Your mask looked a lot like the one I Naruto gulped. By any chance, are you Raijin, Shinto god of lightning? Yes, that I am. So why did you try to summon me, boy? You do know that your soul will be mine to command, Raijin said with a false-edged voice. He wanted to test his determination. Naruto was taken aback first, but he quickly got over it when he remembered why he did what he did. I don't care. I want to save my friend. She recognized me despite my burden. I will save her at any cost, even in exchange for my life, Naruto shouted, looking straight at Raijin. Raijin was having more respect toward the boy. Here he was staring at him directly without a scare, even knowing who he was. And unlike others that tried to summon him before, he didn't want to use his divine power for destruction but to save a life. All of this facts together was increasing Raijin's view toward Naruto. Don't worry, you won't die cause of your special case. You are one lucky kid, do you know that? And you interest me. So I will give you my blessing for your courage and honesty. But you have to. I accept, Naruto shouted. Blessing from a Shinto god? With that power I will be able to protect all of my precious people. Raijin smiled inwardly. Naruto didn't know, but Raijin could hear all his thoughts. Maybe he will do just fine. Fine then, you will have my blessings and you will gain new powers to help you in your journey, but be aware, little fellow, from time to time you will be tested by me to see if you will still be worthy enough to keep them. And those times your will and courage will be put to test and judged, fail and you will receive punishment worse than death. Do you still accept, kid? Raijin asked one last time. I accept, Databeo. I promise I will not fail you no matter what test you put me through. And I never go back down on my words. It's my Nindo, Naruto said loudly. He wouldn't back down, not now, not ever. You are indeed one amusing kid and I respect that strong will of yours. Never lose that will and courage, kid. I will leave my companion here, so that he can guide you how to use the powers. Farewell, Naruto. Let's pray our next meeting will also be a pleasant one. Naruto suddenly felt like he had been hit by thunder. His whole body started to feel numb, and he slowly started to lose consciousness. Real world. Naruto opened his eyes and tried to look around, but for some reason moving a single muscle hurt like hell. He felt like he was grabbing something. He looked down, and he saw he was holding on to Hinata, as was she. He could feel her heartbeat. She is alive. He relaxed, closed his eyes and thanked Raijin. Few moments later Kakashi and an Umbu squad came to the spot. Kakashi was surprised to see that the Naruto was in the middle of an explosion zone that looked exactly like what he saw on his last mission. He saw Naruto was holding on to Hinata like she was his lifeline. He tried to separate them, but the moment he touched Naruto he felt like he had been zapped hard. Before he could try do anything, Hokage arrived there as well. He didn't even look anywhere else as he strode right toward the kids. Kakashi, go get Hayashi. I will take these two to hospital, he ordered. Kakashi hesitated for a bit, but then he sighed and left. Hokage looked at Naruto and hoped nothing bad happened, but looking around he knew that he was wrong. He just had to wait to hear all the details from him directly. With that he carefully picked both of them up and shined to the hospital. Hiruzen was looking at the hospital bed where his surrogate grandson was sleeping. His body and appearance went through slight changes and he got no idea how it happened. He grew few inches taller, his hair was spikier and his face had lost some of his baby fat. Hiruzen started to get worried. Was it Kyuubi's influence, or was it something else? That's the only thought that was going through his mind. For now he had to wait for Naruto to wake up. He got out of the room and silently signaled the Umbu to stand guard. He went towards the other room thinking that they might shed some light to this new mystery. Naruto's mindscape. Naruto started to wake up slowly. He rubbed his eyes and started looking around. He was not on top of clouds anymore, but this time it was a huge sewer. There was something in front, a light perhaps. He started walking towards that direction. He stopped when he saw a huge cage-like gate. Behind the gate it was pitch black. Finally we meet, my jailer. A deep voice spoke from behind the gate. Kyuubi? Naruto asked. He jumped back when he saw the huge red eyes, filled with hatred, but there was something else hidden deep inside those eyes. So you are the reason my life is like hell. Wow. That answers a lot of questions. Naruto sighed. It was not by choice that I ended up inside a brat like you. That cursed Yondaime sealed me in you. Without this seal I would have shown you real hell, brat. If you blame anyone, blame that good-for-nothing blonde monkey. Kyubi hissed. Shut up for a ball, Naruto shouted. He just met his prisoner, and he was already getting pissed at him. Why not you guys stop bickering like little kids? Spoke a new voice. This voice was deep and it had a thunderous edge to it. Naruto was scared now, because this new voice was right behind him. Damn, he hated it whenever this happened. He looked behind and saw a huge wolf. Oh crap. Real world. Hiruzen went inside another hospital room. Hinata was there with her father Hayashi. He knew the guy, a typical stoic-type noble clan head. He looked at Hinata, who was looking down. He had to handle this carefully. Hayashi, thank you for coming so fast, Hiruzen said. No problem, Hokage-sama. If I may, I still didn't get the full report on why my eldest daughter is here, Hayashi said with no expression whatsoever. Your daughter along with Naruto and Irika helped to catch a traitor. I will mark it as a B-ranked mission and will pay them accordingly. I will give you the full report tomorrow. But I want to ask something to your daughter alone if that's okay with you. Hiruzen hoped this ought to calm him down. Not a problem, Hokage-sama. Hayashi was a bit surprised. His daughter, who was considered as a failure in his clan, did a B-rank mission the day she graduated as a genin. Guess there may still be some hope left, he thought, but he didn't like his daughter associating with the Jinchuriki, although for a different reason. But for now, he would have to let it go. Hinata, take rest for today. I will come tomorrow and take you back. With that, he left. Hinata let go of her breath. She didn't know how long she was holding it. At least her father was not angry. Hokage-sama, how is Naruto-kun? She finally asked the question that was on her mind since she woke up. Hiruzen smiled, but he needed some answers first. Hinata, he is fine, just exhausted. But I want to ask you some question. He asked, and when Hinata nodded, he continued, what do you remember before you passed out? Hinata closed her eyes as she tried to remember the event. I don't remember much, Hokage-sama. I wasn't injured when I got hit by Mizuki-sensei's Fuma S shuriken, but before I got hit by another of his Fuma shuriken, I suddenly saw a huge lightning shaped like something hit behind me. It was so strong that I had to turn off my Byakugan, and even had to close my eyes. After that I don't remember much. She left the part out where she was caught by two hands when she turned off her Byakugan. She didn't need to see to know who it was, but by just thinking of that moment her face flushed up. More mystery, this couldn't get any worse, Hiruzen thought. Hokage-sama, the council has called for a meeting. An Anbu came and informed the old Hokage. Hiruzen sighed. He shouldn't have said that. He cursed his luck and went towards the council room. Back to Naruto's mindscape. Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Naruto was panicking. In front of him was this gigantic wolf staring at him. He was almost as tall as the freaking Hokage Tower. But unlike Kyubi, this guy was not inside any cage. The wolf had blue and white fur mixed in. His whole body was emitting lightning streaks. But unlike actual lightning, his were more controlled, acting like it was a second fur over his normal one. He had this divine aura surrounding him that was fully opposite of the demonic aura he felt when he talked with Kyubi. So you are the brat that impressed Lord Raijin. You don't look like someone who can hold on to his nindo, the beast said. Naruto's emotion did a 180 turn. Who do you think you are, insulting my nindo? I am Naruto Uzumaki, future Hokage of Konoha, and I never back down on my words. I don't care who you are, but insult my nindo again and I will beat you to a pulp. I think I know now why Lord Raijin found this boy amusing. The beast spoke again, but a bit gentler this time. My name is Reiju. I am the legendary Divine Thunder Beast and the trusted companion of Lord Raijin. Tell me, boy, do you still think you can beat me to a pulp, Reiju said with an amused voice. Naruto didn't say anything, but he didn't look away. Reiju was impressed of the boy's courage. Any other people would have been scared or begged him for mercy by now. Why are you here then, Reiju? Naruto asked. Maybe we should go somewhere a bit nicer. Would you like to change the place? Reiju answered. Looking behind Naruto, he saw Kyubi had gone deep inside the cage. Guess he was not interested in their conversation for now. Sure, but how do you change the place? Naruto told the beast, looking around the sewer. This is your mind, boy. Think of a quiet place you like and then focus on the image. Reiju explained to Naruto, and he did so. Naruto closed his eyes and concentrated, thinking of his favorite quiet place. When he opened his eyes to see that he was on top of the Hokage monument, on his favorite spot, top of Yondaim's head. Not a bad place, kid. It's got a nice feeling to it. Sit down, we got a lot to talk about, Reiju told Naruto. Naruto sat down. he knew this was going to take some time. With Hiruzen. Hiruzen sighed. The civilian council was in uproar. Few hours ago all of them felt the huge chakra wave, and also the explosion and the sudden increase of the storm didn't help either. Shinobi's side was quiet, but they were on an edge as well because they were able to feel the Kyuubi's chakra. Everyone was waiting for the Hokage to explain the situation. I know all of you are nervous and want to know what happened, but right now I, myself, don't have the full information of the situation, but rest assured it was not done by an enemy attack. Few hours ago Mizuki tried to trick one student into stealing the Forbidden Scroll, but Irika along with 2 students stopped the traitor. But something went wrong with the Forbidden Scroll and the accident happened. The council room became a bit quiet after hearing this. Hamura asked, "Is the Forbidden Scroll okay?" The aged Hokage sighed and replied, "Yes, it is fine, and further information will be given after I sort out everything. For now, the meeting is over." There were lots of displeased faces, but right now he didn't care, as he needed some rest. Back with Naruto. "Wait, what do you mean you made changes to my body?" Naruto shouted. "Calm down, boy. I didn't make any major changes. Your body changed slightly while adapting to the new power Lord Raijin bestowed upon you," Reiju explained. "What power? I don't feel any different." Naruto was puzzled. "Of course you won't feel any different cause you are in your mind. Boy, calm down and let me finish first." Reiju sighed. He knew Naruto would be the energetic type but didn't know how much. "Now as for this new power, it's an enhanced element. You have both Uzumaki and Senju blood, though the Senju blood is more dormant. However, cause of Lord Raijin's blessing your Senju blood has awakened. Now tell me, do you know anything about the Senju and Uzumaki bloodline?" Reiju asked. Naruto was speechless. He never knew there was an Uzumaki clan, and now he learned that he also had Senju bloodline, one of the founders of Konoha. Finally getting out his surprised state, he looked at Reiju. "I don't know about those clans, but how do you know which clan I am from? Do you know who my family is?" Naruto asked with a shaky voice. He couldn't help but to feel some hope rising inside him. Reiju was a bit surprised. Then he remembered what Raijin had told him when he was asked by the Shinto god to look after the child. Flashback. "Is it must that I have to guide this kid? He doesn't look much. And if you gave him your blessings, isn't he supposed to prove his worth on his own?" Reiju asked the lightning god curiously. "He has great potential. And yes, like you said, if it was normal circumstances I would have preferred that he proved his worth on his own, but after I saw his memories and learned of his family, I want this kid to have someone to guide him. And who else I can trust with this more than you, my old friend?" Raijin said. "What about his memories and his family?" Reiju was a bit confused. "Let's just say he is from a noble family, but he is being treated like dirt. And if you want to motivate him, just tell him that next time we meet, if he is able to please me, I will tell him about his family." Flashback ends. "Truthfully speaking, kid, I don't know about your family. I was told by Lord Raijin about your family status, and before you start asking, Lord Raijin said that he will tell you about your family only if you can prove your worth the next time you meet." Naruto was shaking. He finally found a lead on his family. He would prove his worth to the Shinto god, no matter what challenges he would throw at him. Reiju was impressed. Few moments ago the kid seemed like he was going to break down, and now there was a fierce determination in his face. His eyes were clearly telling that he was ready for anything. "Reiju-san, you were saying something about my bloodline?" Outside world. Hokage was looking at Naruto. He needed to know Naruto's part of the story, and he knew that was the key fragment of the situation. He didn't like to do this, but it had to be done fast before certain parties started to make their moves. "Is it necessary, Hokage-sama?" Inoichi, the clan head of Yamanaka, asked. "You know very well, Inoichi. When the explosion happened, there was a sudden spike of Kyuubi chakra, and it was different than what we felt 12 years ago, as if it was covered by something else, and it was gone as quickly as it came. But I am sure quite a few people felt it, and so I need to confirm if everything is okay or not." Hokage replied. The clan heads didn't have any hatred towards the boy, but that didn't mean they were going to overlook this. From the meeting he could see all of them wanted to know what had happened. "Very well, Hokage-sama." After saying that, Inoichi touched Naruto's head and he dived into his mind. Less than a minute, Inoichi let go of Naruto's head and looked surprised. "What happened?" Hokage inquired. "Nothing. I don't know how, but his mind seems to be well guarded, as something pushed me away before I can check his memories. I couldn't even enter his mind properly. If it makes you feel any better, Hokage-sama, I didn't feel Kyuubi's chakra," Inoichi answered. Hokage just shook his head. They were back to square one. The mental barrier, If it is not Kyuubi, then was it Minato? Did he create a protective barrier for him? He would have to ask Jiraiya to come and check the seal. In the meantime, he had to take measures before certain people started to make move on Naruto. Back to Naruto. What happened? Naruto asked Reiju. While explaining, the beast suddenly stopped moving in the middle and had a blank look on his face for a few seconds. Nothing, kid. Now where was I? Yes, your bloodline. Let me explain a little bit about Senjutsu Bloodline. The ones who have strong Senju blood in them, they can manipulate natural affinities, and some of them, the strong ones, can cope with Senjutsu. Reiju started explaining. Reiju-san, what is Senjutsu? Naruto asked with a clueless face. Reiju only sighed. This was going to take time. Naruto, there are 6 major types of jutsu people can use. I think you know about ninjutsu, genjutsu and taijutsu. The other 3 are bukijutsu, fuinjutsu and senjutsu. Now bukijutsu, as it sounds, is techniques and jutsu using weapons. With proper training they can be as deadly as taijutsu, maybe more. Fuinjutsu is one of the most complicated type of jutsu. I don't know much about it though. As an Uzumaki you should have an upper hand on this, but we will talk about it later. Now senjutsu is one of the most ancient styles. Blessed with natural chakra, you will fight as a sage rather than a ninja. Reiju smiled when he saw Naruto getting excited. He continued, now in your case, you have 2 bloodlines. Naruto let the information sink in, not 1 but 2 bloodline. He started jumping around and started shouting and cheering for being so awesome. Reiju waited, then he asked, you done? Naruto stopped, but his whole body was shaking with excitement. Let me tell you what your bloodline does and what I am here for. Your first bloodline that you got by birth, the Uzumaki bloodline, gave you excessive chakra, healing ability, and it would make easier for you to learn Kenjutsu and Fuinjutsu. It's more like a passive bloodline. Now your Senju side awakened by Lord Raijin has given you Storm Release and the ability to use Senjutsu directly. Naruto was confused. He was excited, but this was too much for him to know at once. Reiju knew the look. He knew he was the only one that could answer all of his questions right now, and he had to be patient about it. Kid, I know this is too much to take. So for now I will just explain to you what Storm Release is. I will tell you about the Senjutsu when I see you are ready. Now do you know anything about Wood Release or Ice Release? Reiju asked. Don't know about the Ice Release, but I heard that Shodain was able to use Wood Release. Naruto replied. Wood Release is an enhanced natural element combining earth with water. Same with Ice Release, you combine water with wind, you get an enhanced natural element. But those without the bloodline won't be able to use it properly. So can you guess what Storm Release is? Reiju asked Naruto. Something to do with lightning element? Naruto answered. Yes, lightning combining with wind and water, you can get the Storm Release. It's one of the most hardest enhanced element to control and one of the strongest, cause instead of combining 2 elements, you are combining 3. Storm Release, it sounds cool. Awesome. Naruto smirked. And as for why I am here to guide you, to tell you what to do and how to control your element and powers, although I won't be helping you directly. I will stay inside your mind for some time. Hope you don't mind having a new tenant, Reiju said while looking behind as if he was looking deep inside his mind. Of course you can stay, you are better than the stupid furball anyway. Naruto was excited to have a legendary beast inside him, and not only that, he would guide him as well. Good to know, and one more thing, kid, I can talk with you through your mind, so if you want to talk to me just talk through your thoughts. Naruto nodded, and suddenly he felt very tired, and before he could ask anything he was drifted to sleep. Reiju was a bit excited as well. It had been quite some time since he had something like this to do. Maybe Lord Raijin is right, it could be amusing. Hokage Tower. Hiruzen was relaxing in his chair. He knew he needed that. Today was anything but peaceful. The talk he had with his advisors was not pretty either. Flashback. Let me get this straight, just because you felt Kyuubi's chakra, you want the boy to do underground Umbu training, Danzo? Hiruzen looked at his other advisors. And you two also think this is a good idea? Hiruzen, I know you care for the kid, but the chakra spike wasn't normal. It was huge, and combining with the explosion, many shinobi started to think it was caused by Kyuubi. Hamura explained. He knew Hiruzen was right with his decisions lots of time, but in many cases they needed to follow Danzo's way. We are just saying put the boy in Umbu training program, and when everything calms down you can bring the boy back to normal ninja routine. Koharu added a bit of her thought. Hiruzen knew exactly what was going on. Danzo wanted Naruto on his route, and using these 2 idiots he was trying to push him into it. The moment he would put Naruto in Umbu training program, Danzo would try to snatch him. If Danzo wanted to play dirty, so would he. We will discuss this on tomorrow's meeting. Tell all the shinobi clan heads to come at morning, and there we will decide this properly. Flashback ends. Now he had to make sure he handled this carefully. He was making a huge bet on this. If he could pull this off, the advisors as well as Danzo wouldn't be able to easily eye their hands on Naruto anymore. You called for me, Hokage-sama? Ananbu came and kneeled down before him. Yes, I did. Relax, we got much to discuss about. Naruto started to wake up slowly. Damn. I feel like I have been struck by lightning or something. My whole body feels numb. He started looking around, and by the looks of things he knew he was in one of his least favorite places, the hospital. He slowly adjusted himself. He opened his blanket and saw himself wearing hospital gown. He saw Ananbu peek through the door and then left. Probably to call Gigi-san. Naruto. Reija called him. What's wrong, Reija-san? Naruto asked, but he was silenced soon after. Kid, I told you, just think and I can hear you. Don't need to talk aloud as people will get suspicious. Reija told Naruto. When he saw Naruto became quiet, he continued, Look Naruto, don't tell anyone about Lord Raijin and me yet. Listen to me first. He said when he saw Naruto was going to say something. Power and blessings from a god is not to be taken lightly. You can't tell just anyone about it. Naruto got a little angry. I trust Gigi. He is one of my most precious people and I know he cares for me. Caring and trusting is different thing, Naruto. How about this? You ask this Hokage of yours about your other tenant and your parents. As a Hokage, he should know who your parents are. From there we will decide what to do. Naruto didn't say anything, but he couldn't understand what Reija meant by that. He asked Hokage lots of time about his parents, but every time he said he didn't know them. A few minutes later, Hokage came to his room and smiled at him. How are you doing, Naruto? Hokage asked. Gigi, I am fine. He stopped for a bit. Why didn't you tell me about Kyuubi? You knew about it, didn't you? Naruto accused. He didn't know what Reiju wanted, but he himself wanted to get some answers. Naruto, you have to understand, you were young and you still are. I couldn't give you any more burden than you already have. I wanted you to have a normal childhood and I know I failed at it, but at that time I thought you were not ready to know about Kyuubi. Hokage replied with a sad tone. Before he could ask anything to Naruto, the next question caught him off guard. Gigi, why did Yanime seal the Kyuubi inside me? Did he know my family? Do you know my family? This was too hard for the old Hokage. Every time Naruto asked about his parents, his heart broke by lying to him. But this information was too much and he couldn't risk exposing Naruto to more dangers than he already was. I am sorry, Naruto, but I don't know why Yanime chose you or who your parents were. He is lying. When he answered your first question, he looked right at you, but now he is avoiding. Even you can see the guilt in his face. He is hiding something, and if you look carefully you can tell that by the man's gesture. Reiju told Naruto, and when he saw Naruto was going to shout, Don't! Leave it be. If he doesn't want to tell you, then you shouldn't tell him everything. Just tell him this. Reiju explained to Naruto fast about what he should tell. Hiruzen got worried when he saw Naruto became quiet after hearing his answers and kept his eyes closed. You wanted to ask me something? Naruto asked, but he kept his eyes shut. Hiruzen knew something was wrong, but he put the thought aside. Naruto, what happened with Mizuki? I heard from Hinata and Irika, but I still need to know from you. Do you know anything about that mask? Hinata, with all the commotion going on, he forgot to ask about her. He guessed that his first priority after this would be to see her. He also needed to know what Irika-sensei thought of him. First, I am sorry. I know I shouldn't have stolen the Forbidden Scroll. And I don't remember much after I wore the weird-looking mask. When I saw Hinata was in danger, I wore it to save her. It came with a scroll, and it was said there that the mask can only be worn by those who have Storm-released bloodline or a fragment of it, and it will help the wearer to unlock the true power behind the bloodline. But it also stated that those who do not have the bloodline will be punished. In a panic, I wore the mask, and seeing that I am still alive means I have the bloodline, right? Naruto told exactly how Reiju said to him. Hiruzen was speechless. Storm-released bloodline, and the mask helped to achieve true power behind it. Maybe that was the reason that other party wanted the mask? That answered most of his questions. But he wondered if Minato had the bloodline. Naruto did say even a fragment of the bloodline would do the job. He shook his head. He would think about it later, but for now he knew what to do in the council, as the information he received would definitely come in handy. Smiling at Naruto, he said, Thank you, Naruto, why don't you rest for a while? The doctor said that you should be fine after a while. Then he turned to leave. Thank you, Hokage-sama. Hiruzen stopped. He slowly turned around to see Naruto was looking at him, but his eyes weren't the kind eyes he saw a few moments ago, but filled with sadness, as if he was betrayed. Hiruzen's heart shattered. He didn't know when or how, but he knew he messed up and lost his surrogate grandson's trust. For a long time they stared at each other, but when he opened his mouth to say something, Naruto turned around and put the blanket over his head. Hiruzen knew he couldn't do anything now. He damaged his relation with him without knowing. With a heavy broken heart, he left towards the council room. Naruto's mindscape. Why did he lie to me? I thought of him as my grandfather, Naruto said while sobbing lightly. One of his dreams was to find out who his parents were. People always said bad things about his parents, but he knew in his heart that those were not true. He always wanted to prove them wrong. Maybe he didn't do it with bad mindset, maybe he had other reasons, but don't put yourself down for this. Reiju was a bit saddened when he saw Naruto like this, but it had to be done. Naruto had a good heart, but the world was cruel. He had to stay strong or many would try to take advantage of him. Leave it be, it's not like all is lost. You can learn about your family from Lord Raijin, or did you forget about it? Reiju smiled when he saw Naruto started to beam up. So don't forget you have to get stronger to impress him. Thank you, Reiju-san. I promise I will impress him, Databeo. And I never back down on my Nindo. Naruto wiped his tear and looked at Reiju. If it's okay with you, can you tell me about storm release? Naruto asked the divine beast. Reiju nodded and motioned him to follow. Konoha Council Room. Hiruzen was pissed. He only asked the Shinobi Council to gather, but for some reason, even the Civilian Council was there. After what happened with Naruto, he was not sure if he could control himself if some idiot said something bad about him. So he decided he was going to finish this as fast as he could. You all are here for the yesterday's incident, and after learning from the last person, I assure you again it was not from the enemy that caused the sudden storm explosion, it was caused by an item going haywire which was sealed inside the Forbidden Scroll. Hiruzen explained. Then what about the QB chakra, even if it was for a small time, but there was a QB chakra spike, wasn't there? Danzo asked, and then all the Civilian Council went on in uproar. Now I know who called them here and why. But rest assured, Danzo, I am not letting you touch Naruto on my watch. Hiruzen thought. He looked around and saw Shinobi Council was getting restless, and the civilian side was shouting to restrain or kill the demon. He saw his advisors had a contempt look on their face. Time to lay out all his cards. Quiet down. This is a council room, not a marketplace, he said with a hard voice and waited till it became a bit quiet. Then he continued, I know there was slight QB chakra spike, but it was cause of an outside interference, which caused our young Naruto to awaken a new bloodline. The room became extremely quiet. The shinobi side started whispering now, while civilian side was still trying to process the thought. Hayashi beat everyone with the question, can we know what bloodline he awakened? Storm release bloodline. Hiruzen smiled. First ace was put down. Konoha loved bloodlines. With the news of carrying a bloodline, now the shinobi side would aid Naruto, as bloodlines were viewed as a great asset, especially the rare ones. And they might even start to care for him more cause of this rare bloodline. Wait, you mean to tell me that the kid got the rare bloodline that the Hidden Cloud Village has? How did the kid got it? Shikaku, the Jonin commander, asked. How he got it is an S-class secret which won't be revealed for now, and for those who are still not satisfied with the QB problem, I have placed him under proper care. He will be under the care of an elite Umbu, codenamed Tenzo, and as for why he is chosen. Hiruzen snapped his finger, and an Umbu came who started distributing some files to the shinobi side only. Second ace has been put down. Seeing this, one merchant head from civilian side shouted, Hokage-sama, why are we not getting any of those files? If it is about the QB, we have the right to get those. The room became deathly quiet when they felt the huge killing intent. Hiruzen looked coldly at the merchant and asked in harsh voice, Are you ordering me, the Hokage, to give you, a civilian, some top secrets that is related to Umbu? The merchant fainted dead away with the pressure. The killing intent went down, and after taking a deep breath, Hiruzen continued, This was supposed to be a shinobi meeting. I don't know why the civilian council side came when you were clearly not invited, but rest assured that if you people make the same mistake again in the near future, I will ban the civilian council from sitting in any meeting till further notice. Do I make myself clear? The civilian side was scared shitless. They never thought that the old and quiet Sandaime could get this angry, and they didn't want to make this worse. So they apologized and said that it was not going to happen again. Does the Shinobi Council have anything to say after reading the file? Hiruzen asked. But he already knew the answer when he saw the clan heads' faces. No, Hokage-sama. It is the most logical choice and I approve of it, Shibi said. The pup got a new rare bloodline, and with this guy guiding him, I don't see any problem either. I agree with it as well, some said. Inoichi didn't say anything, but he nodded anyway, as did Choza and Shikaku. I approve as well. Hayashi asked, even though he didn't dislike Naruto for being a Jinchuriki, but he didn't like the kid for his bad reputation. Maybe with this he might get onto the good side of the shinobi. Hayashi thought to himself. With the approval of the Shinobi Council, I put Genin Naruto Uzumaki under the apprenticeship of an elite Anbu who, from now on, will go by the name Yamato. He has a unique ability that in long term will help Naruto with his host. And as for any other discussion or decisions regarding the said Genin, it will be decided by only me and Shinobi Council. And when I see he is worthy of any promotion, be it through any exam or field activity, I and Shinobi Council will decide if he will be promoted or not. Hiruzen said while smiling. Hamura quickly intervened, you can't do that, Hokage-sama. The Civilian Council and we advisors has the right. Right to do what exactly? Hiruzen didn't let him finish. If he could pull this off, Naruto would have one less problem to deal with. To interfere with shinobi activity? Last time I checked, the right to decide anything related to Jinchuriki falls upon the shinobi side, and now that he is Genin, I failed to see what right does the civilian has to do anything with his shinobi life. And for the advisors, you are to advise me, and I know your decisions are meant to help me for the betterment of the village, but because Naruto is a Jinchuriki, his jurisdiction falls under the whole shinobi heads, not just me. Danzo and the elders were furious. Hiruzen just foiled all of their plans. It meant that now Civilian Council had no right whatsoever in any activity regarding Naruto. They might be able to pull the strings behind the Civilian Council, but the shinobi clan heads were not stupid. And they themselves couldn't make a move on Naruto now that all the clan heads would be watching the kid. One wrong move, advisor or not, they would be in deep problem. It felt like the Hokage just politely told them to fuck off. With this, the meetings is over. Hiruzen smiled slightly and left the council room. It had been long time since he last left the council room with a satisfied face. With Naruto. Naruto and Reiju were once again at the top of Hokage Mountain, but this time the place looked a bit stormier and the clouds in the sky seemed like they were a bit closer. Hope you don't mind me changing the place to a bit to my taste, Reiju said to Naruto. Truthfully, for some reason Naruto liked this better, so he nodded. Now before we start, you seemed a bit distracted, and it's not about the old man. Care to open up? Reiju inquired when he saw Naruto was a bit absent-minded. Naruto sighed. I was thinking about Hinata and Iruka-sensei. Hinata, I don't know the girl much, but the way she talked, it was like she knows about me a lot, and I am kinda confused after hearing all she said, don't get me wrong. Yes, it felt good, really good after hearing those kind words, but I don't know why she feels that way. And for Iruka-sensei, I just want to know what he thinks about me and Kyubi. They did come to save you, so I am sure they came with a good reason. Ask them directly next time. Take it as an advice, try to know more people. I know you are afraid of being rejected, but if you don't look around, you might miss people that may become your close ally. So try to mix with more people. I am not saying become best friend with them on the first meeting, it will come naturally. Reiju hoped that Naruto didn't bring the old Hokage's fault here. Naruto needed real allies, the ones who would stick with him in tough times. Okay, I will give it a shot. Thanks for the advice, Reiju-san, I feel better now. Naruto responded with one of his real smile, not the fake ones. Reiju relaxed. This kid and depression didn't go together for some reason. With that he started. Now with that cleared, let's talk about storm release. Hearing this, Naruto became more excited. As you know, the storm release is the combination of lightning, water and lastly wind. It is hard to master fully cause of the three element. Now to learn storm release techniques, first you have to learn lightning element. Like most other enhanced element, storm release relies on one basic element. What do you mean by that, Reiju-san? Naruto was a bit puzzled. Well, it's how the enhanced elements work. Take wood release for example. People think it is the combination of earth and water, but it is not. It's enhancing earth element with water element. That's why I called them enhanced element. You are not creating a new element, you are enhancing one basic element into something more like advancing it. Understood till this part, Naruto? Reiju asked. He learned that instead of pushing all the information together at once, if he broke it down bit by bit while answering the kid's question, it would be easier for him to digest. Wow. I didn't know my bloodline works like that. Naruto was getting more curious to know about his own bloodline. Yes. But Naruto, your bloodline is not storm release, it's Senjutsu Bloodline, and it helps you to use enhanced element and Senjutsu. For the storm release, you already had strong lightning affinity, and with the blessings of Lord Raijin, it got upgraded to real storm release. And like I said before, I will tell you about your Senjutsu part later, when I see you are ready for it, but for now let us focus on your storm release. Shall we? Seeing Naruto nodded, he continued, as for the storm release, you first have to learn lightning element. It will be easier as it is your primary element. After that you start enhancing it by adding water element, and lastly wind element. I heard some people can use storm release by only adding water into the lightning element, but that's incomplete. Adding the wind element is the final and hardest part, but when you reach that point, you will be able to use pure storm release techniques. Any questions so far, Naruto? Naruto was feeling like he was on cloud 9. He had the Senjutsu Bloodline and someone was teaching him patiently about it, and it was not just anyone. It was a freaking legendary beast. He was starting to enjoy this more and more. So I have to master lightning element, and then add water and wind element to it to learn storm release techniques? In a way, yes, but you can't master one element, especially lightning element, so quickly. And you can't add water and wind right from the bat, it will take time. You can use low to medium level storm release techniques with lightning and water alone. Combining wind element will be your hardest task, and you need to do it to use high class jutsu. And as for element mastery, the more you learn and master the lighting element, the easier it will be for you to pull off high level storm release jutsu. Reiju explained. Wow, so when can we start? Naruto started jumping with excitement. Easy there, little fellow. I know you are excited, but remember I am here to guide you only. Everything else is up to you. Guess it's time to send you back. Cool your head, kid. I will talk with you later, Reiju said with a small smile. Real world. Naruto woke up a bit grumpily. He started stretching in the bed. His body was less sore, but him and lying down for too long never added up. He got out of the bed and started thinking of what happened from yesterday. His life just turned upside down, and he learned about himself more than he knew for the last 12 years. He was excited to know that he had 2 bloodlines, but he needed to clear his head. Reiju was right, he needed to cool down. With that, he went out of his room. He saw an Umbu just outside the door. Damn, he almost forgot. Umbu-san, do you know in which room Irika-sensei and Hinata is? 302 Irika and 315 Hinata. After hearing that, he started walking towards Irika-sensei's room. When he reached there, he knocked the door. Come in. Naruto steeled his mind and went inside. Time to learn what Irika-sensei thought about this whole mess. Hey there, Irika-sensei. Naruto looked at the guy. His hand was covered in bandages, and he had small burn mark here and there. What happened to you? Small explosive. Come here, I will tell you what happened. Irika then explained to Naruto his fight with Mizuki. When he was in the midair and saw the incoming Fumashuriken, he used a Kawarimi jutsu with a log. But after that, Mizuki threw some low-powered explosive tags at him. He wasn't injured badly, but he got knocked out by that. Long live the log. Didn't I tell you the log will always save you, Irika-sensei? Naruto laughed while Irika became embarrassed. In the class, the jutsu Naruto was good at was Kawarimi, and he always boasted that the mighty log would save everyone. Guess he was right after all. After Naruto's laughter died down, there was an awkward silence. Naruto knew that he had to bring it up, but he didn't know how, and Irika knew what Naruto wanted to tell him, so he was waiting patiently for him to begin. Irika-sensei, about the Kyuubi. Do you hate me for it? Naruto looked down, too scared to look at Irika's face. Naruto, I hate the Kyuubi. It killed my parents. Naruto started to shake, his eyes started to tear up. But Irika continued, but I don't hate you. You are Naruto Uzumaki, the #1 unpredictable ninja, you are not the Kyuubi. So don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Naruto was stunned. He looked up and saw Irika was smiling warmly at him. No malice, no hatred. Only concern and care was showing in his face. Naruto jumped and hugged Irika with all his might. Ouch. Ouch. Naruto, I am injured here, buddy, slow down. Irika cringed a bit. When Naruto let go, he pulled him into a gentle hug. No matter what anyone says, you are Naruto Uzumaki, never forget that. He whispered it softly. Naruto was in tears. He nodded a bit while holding on to him. After a while, Irika let go of Naruto. Naruto, close your eyes for a minute. As Naruto did that, he felt something in his forehead. Open your eyes. He opened his eyes and touched his forehead. He couldn't believe it. It was a Hittite, and not just any Hittite, it was Irika-sensei's. He looked at Irika. Hokage-sama said after what you did, it is only right for you to pass. I agree with him as well. Naruto was beyond happy. He did it, he finally did it. Thank you, Irika-sensei. Then he remembered Irika-sensei, why did you bring Hinata with you? Irika smiled, maybe this would help him. Naruto, it was Hinata who came to me when she saw Mizuki was lying to you. She came to me and told me everything, but I was too late to stop you. Then she volunteered to find you. Naruto was taken aback. He didn't know what to say. Why don't you go and ask Hinata herself? I am sure she will like it. Irika advised Naruto. Sure, I will go see her now. Take care, Irika-sensei. With that, Naruto ran out of the room. Iruka just smiled to himself. Maybe this might bring those two closer. Naruto noticed one thing. The closer he was getting to Hinata's room, the slower he was becoming. He finally reached her room and knocked. When no sound came, he waited patiently for 1 minute, then he went in. I need to work on my patience. Naruto looked at the girl who was sleeping peacefully on the hospital bed. He went close and sat beside her. She was looking beautiful sleeping like that. Wait. What? Now Naruto started to get nervous. He just realized that he had to talk to a quiet, beautiful clan heiress who seemed to admire him, and he knew nothing about her. He steeled himself and poked her cheek gently to wake her up. He was not going to back down now, even though he was nervous like hell. He poked again, and this time she started moving. He hurriedly sat down, but for some reason he wanted to poke her cheek more. Pushing the thought aside, he waited for the girl to wake up. Hinata started to wake up when she felt someone poking her cheek. When she opened her eyes, she saw Naruto. She thought that it was maybe another one of her dreams. Hey Naruto-kun. How are you feeling? She said softly while smiling at him. Naruto was speechless. Her smile was stunning and her face was not red and she was not stammering at all. She looked more gorgeous than before. Why the fuck am I stammering for? How are you feeling, Hinata? He asked her with a loud voice. That made Hinata snap out from her daze as she realized, this is not a dream. This is real. Hey there and Naruto-kun. How are you feeling? Hinata said while her blush came with full force. Okay, now this was the Hinata Naruto knew, quiet, gentle and a bit weird. Hey, I am doing fine, how about you? I heard that you didn't get injured much. Thank God. Naruto said while giving her his real smile. Thanks to you, Naruto-kun. Hinata thought, and she wanted to ask him why he came here, but before she could say anything, Naruto looked directly at her. This stopped most of her thought process. Hinata, did you mean everything that you said back at the forest? Even though knowing that I have the QB inside me. Naruto desperately wanted to know her answers. Hinata knew she couldn't back down now. She took a deep breath and tried to calm her mind. She could see hope and desperations in his eyes. She had to take this step. And Naruto-kun, I meant every single thing I said back in the forest. You might not remember, but when I was kid I got bullied and why you came to save me and took the beating for me. But before I could say anything my bodyguard came and took me away. While he was taking me away, why you looked hurt but yet why you smiled at me. From then I noticed that you work harder and no matter how many times you fail. Why you gave your all and when you fall down you get back up and try again. For a shy and weak person like me, you were my hope. Hinata slowed down. She looked at Naruto. She was praying that Naruto didn't think of her as a failure too. Naruto didn't know what to say, it was more like words were not coming to his mouth. Was it possible for someone to care for him like this? Hinata, I don't know what to say. Hinata felt her heart was getting heavy. But I know you are not weak, you stood up against a Chunin. I think everyone will admire your courage for this, Hinata, as not many genin can stand up against a Chunin right after graduating, you know. So don't think that you are weak. You are shy, yes, but you are gentle. That is not bad, I think it's great. Naruto said, and smiled when he saw her smiling. I know what to do. Would you like to be my friend? Hinata was never been so happy after her mother died. Yes, I would like that, Naruto-kun. There was a cough behind. Naruto looked behind to see a tall pale man with long hair was standing. Oh, Ota-san. Hinata was surprised, she wondered for how long her father was there. Guess it's time for me to go. Naruto knew he couldn't stay here anymore. He bowed slightly towards the Hayashi, who was surprised at the gesture. Then he went to the door, but before going out, he looked at Hinata and waved, see you later, Hinata-chan. Hayashi was taken back. For the last few days he had been learning things about the Jinchuriki that kept on surprising him. He looked back to his daughter and sighed. She fainted with a happy smile on her face. Maybe he would come back later to take her back. As for Naruto, he went back to his hospital room and changed his dress to some normal cloths that were left inside his room. His old cloths seemed smaller somehow. He started walking out of the hospital. In the last few hours lots of things were revealed. He knew that he might have lost his trust on Hokage, but at the same time he was able to find other people to trust. He also knew he had to start working hard to learn more about his storm release. He looked up at the clear sky and smiled. It was the start of a new beginning. Danzo was beyond pissed. He almost had the Jinchuriki. Everything was perfect, but Hiruzen had to foil his plan once again. He cursed his luck. He had it all planned the moment his root informed him about the explosion and Kyuubi's chakra. He thought the situation couldn't get any better. He nudged Hamura and Koharu about village's safety and told them about the Kyuubi's sudden chakra spike and how it might become problematic if not handled with care. After confronting Hiruzen, he told them it would be better to ask the civilian council to come as well. He wanted to use those status-hungry cowards. But then, Hiruzen countered and ruined everything by giving the responsibility of the Jinchuriki to all of the shinobi heads equally, along with himself, making Naruto's activity fully high-level shinobi affair. Now he couldn't interfere with him directly, nor could he use the other advisors or civilians. What made him angrier was when he heard of the bloodline, a rare one at that. Now he had the right to start his own clan. It wasn't discussed on the meeting, but he knew full well that it would be discussed on the upcoming ones. And with a strong and rare bloodline like that, all the clan heads would favor him. Without the civilian council's backup, the advisors wouldn't be having any power over the boy. He had to start making his move now because he knew the boy would be a powerful pawn if he could get him. But he had to give it to Hiruzen. He knew how to counter his goals. Guess the old monkey still has some fire left. It didn't matter though, he had to start with one of his backup plan. He just hoped he could make it in time. With Naruto. Naruto woke up feeling refreshed. After he came back from the hospital, he went to bed directly. He felt too exhausted after learning all the new stuffs from the last 2 days. He stretched a bit, and then went to his wardrobe. One of the most important things he learned that he needed to buy new cloths. Most became too small for him after the growth spurt. Why all orange jumpsuit? Don't you have any actual ninja gear? Reiju was surprised when he saw that all of the cloths were bright orange. Naruto didn't know what to say. He didn't know if Reiju would like his reason behind wearing orange cloths. No, I don't like your reasoning behind it. And before you ask, did you forget that I can hear your thoughts? Reiju stated simply. Naruto was surprised first, and then he felt dejected. He wanted people to acknowledge him, to see him not as the Kyuubi brat but as for who he was, as Naruto Uzumaki. That was why he did all the pranks and wore these bright color cloths. Your goal is humble and just for a kid, but you must know that people will like you for who you are on their own. I know I am being a bit harsh, but why do you want the same people that abuses you without knowing or seeing the real you to recognize you? Take that Hinata girl and Iruka for example. Just by being yourself they came to acknowledge you. Take time and think about it, but I would suggest that you at least change your appearance. With that, Reiju stopped because he knew that Naruto needed time to rethink about his ways of life. When Naruto didn't feel Reiju's presence anymore, he slowly took his frog wallet and started heading toward market area. He is kind of right. I didn't even approach Hinata and she admires me, and Iruka-sensei cares for me for who I am, not because I act like this. He thought to himself, maybe he needed to change a bit. He thought that he should start with his attire like what Reiju said. He always wanted to look a bit badass ninja, but as for the pranks. Oh no! The pranking stays. He chuckled to himself darkly. Iruka and all the Umbu felt a chill going down their spine. A storm was coming, a wicked one at that. They didn't know how they knew, but it was coming. Before Naruto reached the market area, he stopped. It was his first time, but he wanted to use his ninja skills to make his life easier. He went into an alley and hinged to a different version of himself. He had this idea for quite some time, but he didn't get to test it. He had the same height and weight, but his hair color changed to black and it was less spiky, and his eye color changed from blue to brown. Also, he made sure his whisker marks in his cheek was not visible anymore. He went into the cloth store first and started looking for more ninja-ish items. This store is called Chain Mail, and it was one of the best shops for ninja gear in Konoha, but every time he came before they overcharged him so much that he couldn't buy anything. He just hoped it would be different this time. With that, he chose his cloths and items and gave it in the counter. In the counter there was an old man, who smiled at him and told him the total price. He even gave him a discount because of his age. Naruto paid him, but inside he was hurt. That same man overcharged him all the time, but now that he changed his appearance, he was being treated normally. He thought of Reiju's words and then to himself, was all these acting really worth it? He just shook his head and went into other stores. He got lots of things to buy, and for once he might be able to buy them all. Few hours later. After Naruto was done with his shopping, he made one clone and sent it back with his stuffs. Right now he was walking around the town. It was a fresh feeling without all the glares and scowls, but it was sad as well, cause from what he was seeing, as long as he was not Naruto he wouldn't be abused or glared at. Why people hate him? That was the questions he had for the past few years, but now he knew the answer for the hatred, but he still had a few more questions. Why was he chosen? Where was his family? He stopped in front of the park. He saw kids playing while their parents were fondly looking after them from a bit far. The tenderness in the parents' eyes, something he never knew. Reiju-san, can I ask you something? Naruto wanted to confirm this one last time. Go ahead, kid. Reiju was a bit surprised with sudden determined voice of Naruto. Raijin-san will tell me about my family if I can pass his test, right? Reiju chuckled a bit. Yes, Naruto. If you can pass his test and impress him, I am sure he will answer all the questions that you have. What is this test? Can you give me a heads up on what I have to do? Naruto asked while heading towards the Hokage mountain. For now you just have to get stronger by a lot and strengthen your will and courage. Why do you ask, kid? After hearing that, Naruto closed his eyes and took a deep breath. Because now I know what I have to do and know what I want to do. I will become stronger than now and I will pass the test. I will find out who my family is and everything about them, and the best way to do that is through this way. Reiju became interested at the kid's declaration. What about being Hokage? Naruto thought for a bit. I will be Hokage someday. That is my dream and my end goal. But there are a lot of things that I need to accomplish before that. For now my goal is to become stronger, to prove my worth and to know my past. Will you please help me, Reiju-san? Naruto pleaded. He knew he couldn't get stronger alone, not to the level to please a god. Before Reiju could answer, suddenly lots of memories started to flow through Naruto's mind. Memories of him keeping his new ninja gears at home, going to the ramen shop, meeting Hinata, and after that meeting Sakura, who smacked him in the head, and that was where the memories stopped. What was all that? Naruto was confused, finally reaching the top of the mountain. The memories felt so real, as if he just did those. Reiju looked back at Naruto's memories to see what he did earlier. After seeing that, he asked Naruto to make another clone and tell it do something that normally he wouldn't do. Hearing that, Naruto made a clone and looked at it wickedly. Boss, what's wrong? The clone asked nervously. I am sorry, my fellow brother. With that, Naruto pushed the clone from the top of the Hokage mountain. Fuck you, boss. Real Naruto waited for a bit, and suddenly images of him falling from the mountain and hitting the ground came to him. Reiju's sweat dropped. This is what you always wanted to do? Naruto gave a shrug. Sighing, Reiju just shook his head. Well, it seems you can get the knowledge from your shadow clones when they get dispelled. Why not make a few more and try to make some actual use of it this time? Naruto nodded, and then he made some shadow clones, but before he could say anything, all of them dispelled themselves. Naruto and Reiju's sweat dropped seeing this. Guess I have to go down first. With Hinata. Hinata was coming back from the academy. The team selection had been postponed to next week for some unforeseen problems, but she knew it was cause of Mizuki. While she was returning, she met Naruto, but before they could get past the greetings, Sakura came, and it ended up same like every time. Naruto asking Sakura to eat with him, and she punched him in the head after rejecting him harshly. But to their surprise, Naruto just went poof. She glared at Sakura and walked past her with a small scowl on her face. She was hoping to spend some time with Naruto. Guess she wasn't lucky today. Hey, Hinata-chan. She spun around to see Naruto coming towards her. It seemed she was wrong about her luck. After seeing Naruto, she became nervous and started fidgeting as usual. Naruto looked at Hinata. From the memories he knew about the postponing of the team selection because of his clone and Hinata's earlier interaction. He wanted to go after Sakura, but after receiving the clone's memories of the punch he got for asking her out, he thought maybe it wouldn't be a good idea, so he came after Hinata. At least she wouldn't hit him that hard. Hey Hinata-chan, want to go eat lunch with me? Naruto was hoping she could say yes. Hinata was overjoyed. Naruto just asked her out to eat with him. Her, with Naruto, eat together. Alone? Yes, of course. She semi-shouted. Seeing Naruto surprised, she got embarrassed. I would like that now, Naruto-kun. She repeated herself with the usual shy voice this time. Hearing that, Naruto's heart jumped with joy, and being energetic he is, without a second thought he grabbed Hinata's hand and started running towards Ichiraku's place. Hinata thought she was going to faint, but running fast helped her to stay conscious. Ichiraku's place. Naruto was enjoying his time. Hinata was listening to everything he was saying patiently and giggling and laughing at his jokes, not the sarcasm ones he used to get on the academy. Add that with ramen, and he was having a great time. He was also asking her about her life, and trying to know her more. She stuttered and her face turned red from time to time, like she was sick or something, which made him worried, but she said it was okay. She asked about earlier, and Naruto told her about the shadow clone. Speaking of shadow clone, after he learned about the memory transfer, he was hoping his little project to work. After going down the mountain, he made few clones. 2 clones he ordered them to henge and go to the library to find out everything about Uzumaki clan. 2 he ordered to henge into the guards he always saw outside of the Konoha gate, and their part was to research about lightning element. And the last one he told him to go find Irika-sensei and ask him about shadow clones. If this would work, Reiju said he would be able to use this in training to cover a lot of grounds. And Naruto-kun, do you know the T-Team F formation has been postponed till end next week? Hinata asked her crush. Yup, thanks for telling me, Hinata-chan. He thought for a bit then asked nervously, hey Hinata-chan, if you want, maybe we could train together this week. He was hoping her to say yes, he never had a training partner before. Inside, Hinata was jumping with joy. She knew what her answer was, but still she had to ask her father. I would love that, and Naruto-kun, but let me ask my father at first, okay? Naruto agreed. At least she didn't reject her directly. Maybe her father might let her train with him, if he was lucky. After they were done with their lunch, Naruto said goodbye to Hinata. She told him to come to Hyuga clan's place tomorrow in the morning. He didn't want to get his hopes up because most of the adults didn't like him, and what if Hinata's father was like that also? Guess he would see when he went to her place tomorrow. While thinking about all this, suddenly memories of him talking with Irika came into his mind. He already knew that Shadow Clone was a B-rank Kenjutsu, but from what his clone learned, these clones were physical instead of illusion. The user's chakra was evenly distributed among every clone, giving each clone an equal fraction of the user's overall power, but they took too much chakra, and for that people could die of chakra exhaustion if they didn't use this jutsu properly. What got his attention was that any experience his clones would get during their time, when they dispelled those, would be transferred to him, even the leftover chakra of the clones. They were great for spying and information gathering, but only Jonin-level shinobi could pull them off cause of the risk. After learning all this, he dashed to his home. He got to tell this to Reiju. Naruto's apartment. After Naruto reached his home, he sat down and started to concentrate. He opened his eyes to see he was on the Hokage mountain, and Reiju was lying down with his eyes closed. I know what you want to discuss, kid. Try to keep your excitement down, otherwise even if I don't want to, I will hear your thoughts. We will have to work on this if you want your privacy. Naruto was embarrassed after hearing that. Reiju just chuckled a bit, but this will come in handy. With your chakra you can use plenty of those clones without getting exhausted. Guess we have to wait for your other two groups to finish their research to make your training routine. Reiju cracked one of his eyes open and looked at Naruto. In the meantime, do you want to learn anything? Naruto thought for a second, then he beamed up. Reiju-san, can you tell me about yourself? Reiju was fully awake now. He knew Naruto would ask about him, but not this soon. He looked at Naruto, and saw him looking at him with excitement and expected eyes. Reiju just smiled to himself and adjusted himself so he was facing Naruto now. Long story, kid, but guess we have time. But you have to promise me on your Nindo that you will not tell anyone about this without my consent. Reiju warned softly. I promise on my Nindo, Reiju-san. Hearing Naruto's response, he continued, I will skip some parts, but don't worry, I will tell you about those later. Where should I start from? Let's go with the Bijou. You should know that Kyuubi is not the only Bijou. There are total 9 of them, and to humans they are known by their tails. Naruto was taken aback. 8 more creatures like Kyuubi. Now that was frightening. They were created from a dark entity's chakra, and so to balance it out after some time we were created from nature. We? Naruto asked. There are more like Reiju? Yes, Naruto, there were total 12 of us. We were known as zodiac beasts. Salamander, chameleon, snake, toad, slug, wolf, tiger, eagle, whale, monkey, panda and ox. Most of them created their own den in various places around the world and started their clan. Hopefully you will meet some of them in your journey. And as for some of us, we were chosen by different gods to be their companion based on what we did in our past. Naruto was amazed learning all this. So Reijin-san chose you? Cool. What did you do? For a second Reiju made a sad face, but it was gone in a flash. I will tell about that later. For now I hope you hold on to your promise not to tell anyone about this. Of course, I promise I won't tell anyone about this without telling you, and you know I don't back down on my promise. Reiju smiled at Naruto. Before they can continue, memories of learning about lightning elements flashed through Naruto's mind. Guess we have to start preparing your training schedule for the week. Naruto nodded and started to sort out what he saw from his memories. Next morning, Naruto was waiting outside the Hyuga gate. He told one of the guards why he came here, and he was told to wait. He was becoming more nervous with each passing minute. What if Hinata wasn't allowed to train with him? But after 5 minutes, to his relief, Hinata came smiling with a backpack. Gee, good morning, and Naruto-kun. Hinata was glad that her father approved of this. Good morning, Hinata-chan. Naruto let go of his breath. Guess we are training together for this week. Actually, my father said I can train with you till early evening. After that I have to return home. Hinata was hoping Naruto didn't mind about this. Okay, cool. Guess we have to train extra hard with the time we got. Let's go. But sound of Naruto's stomach stopped everything. Breakfast first? Naruto asked while scratching his head with embarrassment. Hinata giggled softly, but she nodded. Inside the clan compound, Hayashi watched everything with his eyes. He remembered the talk he had with his eldest daughter yesterday night. Flashback. Father, can I come in? Hayashi looked from his paper to see his daughter in the door. He motioned her to come. She came and sat in front of him. Father, the team formation was postponed till next week for the problems Mizuki-C caused. Hayashi looked at his daughter carefully. She was not sluttering that much, and while there was nervousness, but it was vague. The most interesting thing was that she was looking at him directly with firmness in her eyes. When was the last time she did that? Thought Hayashi. Hinata, is there anything you want? Hinata was taken aback. She knew she couldn't twiddle with this, she had to come clean with her father now. Clenching her fists tightly, she asked. Father, can I train this week with my friend? Hayashi was not stupid, he knew which friend she was talking about. This friend of yours, is it Naruto Uzumaki? Seeing Hinata nodded, he looked at her, and to his surprise Hinata didn't look away. The stare down between them continued for a minute. Okay, you can. Hayashi finally broke the ice, but I want you to be back before evening and I will see your progress after the week. If I see you progress far, then you may continue your training with him on your free time. But if I see that you didn't improve at all, then you are not to meet with him again. Hayashi told in a hard tone. He wanted to see how far this could go. Hinata was scared. What if she failed? She wouldn't be able to meet Naruto again. But despite her fear, she steeled her resolve. She took a deep breath. Thank you, father, and I promise I won't disappoint you. Hayashi nodded, and after that Hinata left. He looked back at the paper at his hand, but for some reason his mind was focusing on more about what would happen on the upcoming week than the task at hand. Flashback ends. Hayashi watched his daughter leaving with Naruto. He might be able to bring her out of her shell. She did stand up against a chunin for him and talk to him without hesitation and fear. He turned off his Byakugan and went back inside, hoping her daughter could handle what was coming to her. Training ground. Naruto and Hinata came to an old training ground. It was small and damaged, so not much people come here to use this place. Naruto looked at Hinata and saw her putting her bag down and started stretching. Naruto thought back of what Reiju said last night. Flashback. Reiju-san, do you have any tips that can help us if Hinata comes to train with me tomorrow? Naruto said after he sorted out his memories he got of Uzumaki clan. He found lots of interesting things and couldn't wait to try them out. But when he remembered about Hinata, he became confused. He asked her to train with him on a whim, but now that he thought about it, he didn't know what to do or what would be good to help both of them. I know what you are worried about, kid. But do remember, even though I said I will guide you, I am not going to give you everything on a silver platter. You have to work hard yourself. But for this, try to exchange ideas of how to get stronger. But before that, find out what are your weaknesses and what you are lacking. If both of you know each other's weaknesses, you might be able to help each other, discuss it out. That's all I can say for now. And one more thing, I won't be talking with you while you are training unless it is urgent. Don't want to intrude on your private time. Naruto was confused at first about what he meant by private time, but he put the thought aside for now and started thinking of training methods that could help them to get stronger. Flashback ends. Hey Hinata-chan, can I ask you something? Seeing Hinata nodding, he continued, what are your weak points and strong points? Hinata was shocked. Did Naruto think of her as a weakling too? Before Hinata's thought could go any more haywire. I mean, for me, I just know shadow clones. I suck at genjutsu, don't know much about taijutsu, and as for weapons I don't know much, but I think I will try to learn kenjutsu. After finishing, Naruto looked at Hinata expectantly. Hinata's fears slowly subsided. Shaking away her nervousness, she replied, I know Ji Gentle Fist style of Taijutsu in Basic Academy Jutsu. As for Ji Genjutsu, it doesn't work cause of my B bloodline. I don't know any other ninjutsu, and I don't know much about weapons. Hinata said while looking down. For her to admit this to her crush, it was painful. Naruto thought for a moment. Yesterday night he sent more shadow clones to the library to know what would be a good way to start training. He found some really good pointers. He hoped those could help. Guess we know what our weaknesses are, so now all we have to do is to help each other out on these. Naruto smiled at Hinata, seeing that she slowly started to feel better. First, I learned that a good genin should know about chakra control. First would be tree walking. Do you know about that, Hinata-chan? Naruto asked. Yes, I do know about that, and Naruto-kun. For Hyuga, it is one of the basic things for Ji Gentle Fist. Hearing that Naruto knew what to do, he made 5 shadow clones and ordered them to go do tree climbing. With that out of the way, do you want to spar with me, Hinata-chan? Hinata nodded. They took their stance. Naruto knew he didn't have much of a chance of beating Hinata. Her gentle fist style was supposed to be one of the best taijutsu style, and on the other hand he knew only basic academy style taijutsu. The moment the battle started, Naruto dashed toward her to have the first hit, but to his surprise Hinata dodged it easily. Naruto kept the momentum and kept throwing random punches and kicks, but Hinata dodged them all. After a few minutes, Hinata's movement became sloppy and he was able to hit her with a good punch to her stomach. Hinata bent down and fell to the ground. Hinata looked at Naruto and saw him angry. Why didn't you fight back? I couldn't hit you in the beginning. If you wanted you could have beat me. Am I not good enough for a sparring partner? Naruto was angry. It was like an insult to him. He was giving his all and Hinata was holding back. Hinata was surprised. She thought he would be disappointed but not angry for this. No. I just didn't wanted to hurt you. She barely whispered, tears already forming in her eyes. What do you mean by that? We are sparring, Hinata-chan, and if you hold back against your opponent who is giving everything he got, it's like an insult to him. You are hurting me to get better, Hinata-chan. His voice became soft at the end. He went beside her and kneeled down. Hinata-chan, do you want to be strong? He asked her softly. Seeing her nodding, he smiled. Then don't hold back. Give me everything you got and more. You said you admire me because I never back down, right? Then be like me. Don't back down and don't hold back. If you hurt me now, you will make me stronger so that I do not get killed in the outside world. If you think it like this way, you are hurting me in a friendly way to protect me from real harm. Hearing this, Hinata became stunned. She never thought about it like this. One more time, Naruto-kun, she said with determined voice. Way to go. Let's keep on going till one of us falls over. Few hours later. Naruto was lying down on the ground. He didn't have one bit of energy to do anything. Who the hell called this style gentle fist? There is nothing gentle about this. They should have named it poking dagger style or piercing finger style. Naruto grumbled. Out of all the matches, only on the last one he was able to deliver some attacks to Hinata. All the other times she took a steady stance and hit him hard when he got close, real hard, making her the winner. And few minutes ago, his clones dispelled themselves, so he got the experience of tree walking. It was not fully done, but he was almost there. Hinata was also lying down on the ground. She knew Naruto had energy, but until today she didn't know how much. Any other person would be to the hospital by now after getting their chakra point shut down and reopened so many times. Last match, Naruto accidentally touched her breast. She got so embarrassed that she thought she was going to faint if Naruto didn't follow up with a punch to her shoulder. She quickly snapped herself out of her embarrassment, but Naruto was able to deliver few more attacks. She was forced to move around the field avoiding his attacks while hitting him, unlike standard gentle fist. Fighting like this was kind of refreshing and fun. She just hoped she could be strong enough to pass whatever her father would throw at her at the end of the week. Hey Hinata-chan, what was the last style you used? Seeing Hinata confused, he elaborated, the one where I almost beat you. You started moving around instead of staying still and hit me while avoiding the attacks. It was so cool. Hinata's face flushed with the compliment. It's not gentle fist style, and Naruto-kun, it was just some random movement. Hinata answered sourly. She was not good at gentle fist cause instead of staying still on one place she felt better if she moved around. That felt more natural to her. I think this suits you better. Why not combine it with the poking dagger style? Hinata giggled hearing the nickname Naruto gave to their gentle fist, but then she stopped. Could she do it? Upgrading gentle fist style in a way that would be more suitable for her to use. I mean, you are quite fast and reflexive, and this would make you more deadly, you know. Dodge and hit. Naruto said while he tried to get up. Damn, this hurt. He thought. Is it possible? It sounds so difficult. What if the clan doesn't approve of this? What if then she saw Naruto trying to stand up? He was clearly in pain, but despite that he stood up. She felt so small comparing to him. No. No more what ifs. I will try my best to make this happen. She looked at Naruto to see him extending his hand while smiling. She smiled back at him and took his hand. And Naruto-kun, can you help me create this new S-style? She was scared a bit. Even though she knew what the answer was going to be, she still felt nervous. Of course, Hinata-chan. We are both in this together, aren't we? Naruto said while stretching his body. Hinata smiled. Yes, she could do it. I will do this. She looked at Naruto. She knew what to do and what her new goal was. Lunch? Naruto asked. Hinata replied, at Yuraka's? Naruto smiled at her. This was the 4th day of their training together. Naruto waited while Hinata was preparing their breakfast. He liked this kind of feeling, no need to use the false smile or to be someone that you were not. On the first day, he learned that Hinata wanted to make her own style of gentle fist with his help, also about the condition her father gave her. He was pissed at first, but then Hinata said it was okay and not to worry about it. Hinata's dad was now on the top of his getting prank hard list. After that, they explored their weaknesses more accurately and made key points on how to get stronger. For Hinata, she had good chakra control, but her chakra reserve was limited and her stamina was low. So for starter, she woke up early in the morning and jogged around Konoha with Naruto to increase her stamina. She also learned that she needed to be more flexible for her style to work. Naruto helped her on that by letting her fight with 5 of his shadow clones at once. She knew she could improve her chakra control, but she waited for Naruto to finish his tree walking, and he just finished it the day before. Now they could do the water walking together. And as for ninjutsu, both of them started on their elemental training, although to her Naruto was cheating by using shadow clones, but she was catching up to him with her superior chakra control and extra training she did in her house at the night. As for our blonde hero, he found out that he had to do lots of work to catch up with everyone. For what he learned that almost everyone had some training from their homes or clans. Even in academy they were taught with care where he was neglected. But right now he knew that he was progressing, but he didn't know if that was enough or not. He helped Hinata with her morning routine while he sent his clone to brush up his taijutsu. He needed to know something better than the stupid academy style, which was practically useless against strong style like Hinata's gentle fist. But he started to learn kenjutsu, and he learned that he had a knack for it. He even found a really good kenjutsu style. It all started on the night of their first training day when he went to Irika's place for help. Flashback. Hey, Irika-sensei, you there? Naruto was knocking on his sensei's door. Yeah, I am here, Naruto, Irika said, opening the door. What are you doing here so late at night? Naruto fidgeted for a bit before answering. Irika-sensei, can you help me learn kenjutsu? Irika was surprised. Naruto was asking for something advanced for a genin, not that he minded it, on the contrary, he was actually glad. Why do you want to learn kenjutsu, Naruto? But he still needed to know his reason. You know, I started training with Hinata-chan from today, and we are gonna train together till next week before the team selection. But while training I saw that I don't know anything except Shadow Clone, and as for Hinata, she knows this great kick-ass style taijutsu, and not only her but from what I learned that most of my classmates have strong techniques on their own. So I wanted to learn something cool and strong too. Irika chuckled a bit and motioned him to come inside. Flashback ends. Next day, Irika gave Naruto a few beginner's scroll of various kenjutsu styles. All of them were good, but the one he liked the most was the twin moon style. It felt so perfect, so natural to him. It used 2 swords and the style was spontaneous, and somehow it just went with his style. But the problem was it was a rare style and only one of the techniques was written there. Even Irika couldn't get his hand on any more of its techniques, and the history behind it was quite vague. Irika gave him strong practice wooded swords, not the real one, and he made Naruto promise not to look for real swords until he got his Jonin sensei. He agreed to it, and started learning the kenjutsu style. Each night he would make 20 to 30 shadow clones and practice the basic sword techniques, and the twin moon style one as well. Naruto told Hinata about it, and she was happy to hear that. Things were going good for Naruto till he learned about her father and his condition. He was pissed. He wanted to pound the guy. It was not like he was going to eat Hinata, A/N, not yet anyway, if you know what I mean. But after she cooled him down, he told her that they were going to increase their training, and she agreed. So they added nature element training to their routine. So now they had physical training, sparring, chakra training and element training. Although at night, he trained kenjutsu by himself and Hinata told him that she trained on the element training back at her home. He was kind of surprised to find out what her element was. Flashback. Hinata-chan, do you know what your element is? Naruto asked her after getting his ass owned by the cursed poking dagger style, again. And no, I don't know, Naruto-kun. Hearing that, he pulled out a paper and gave it her. She took it but looked at Naruto with confusion, while tilting her head to the side. Suddenly, Naruto thought Hinata looked too damn cute and he wanted no. He shook his head. What the hell is wrong with me? You concentrate your chakra into the paper and depending on your element the paper will react differently. Hinata nodded hearing that. How did you get that, Naruto-kun? Hinata asked. Irika-sensei. Naruto replied while giving a victory pose. Hinata giggled and then concentrated her chakra into the paper. After a few seconds later the paper got wet. Wow. So you got water as your primary element. Cool. Now we can start our element training together. Naruto grinned while holding some leaves. Flashback ends. Now back to Naruto, who was resting after getting his ass owned again by the cursed poking dagger style. He looked at the sky. All he hoped that he could reach his goal, Reiju said that he was progressing well, but he was still nervous. The scariest part was that he didn't know when Raijin was going to test him. It might be today, or it might be tomorrow. Reiju assured him that he would be tested when the time was right, so he didn't need to be so edgy. He broke out from his thought and looked at Hinata to see that she looked fresh now, meaning it was time to start the chakra training. Few hours later, they practiced water walking on a nearby pool. There was only knee-deep water, so they didn't get too wet. They almost got it right, but they kept it for tomorrow, because they needed their chakra for the element exercise. So after eating lunch at Ichiraka's place, they came back to their training ground for the final exercise. How far have you gone on your elemental training, Hinata-chan? Naruto inquired. He learned from Irika that first step for the elemental training for lightning was to crumple a leaf so much that it would be half the size, and for water to take a dry leaf and soaking it completely in one go. Almost done. How about you, Naruto-kun? Hinata asked. Training with Naruto was not only helping her with her strength, but also it was boosting her self-confidence. She was getting confident day by day after spending time with Naruto alone, though she still blushed when he came close, but she started to stutter less and becoming less nervous. Me too, I can almost make the leaf wrinkle fully, but not every time. Guess need a bit more practice. Hinata nodded and started doing her own training. For her, she had to take a dry leaf and soak it fully using her chakra, but she had to do it in one go, not bit by bit. She saw Naruto using 5 clones who are helping him with the training, which made her pout slightly. To her that was considered cheating, and so to catch up with him on the elemental training, she also trained when she went back at home. Although she was careful enough not to let his family or clan members saw that. Her father was usually busy with training Hanabi as usual, and for once she was thankful for that. Wahoo, I did it. No sooner one of the Naruto said that, another one threw a kunai at him, dispelling him instantly. I think I got the hang of it, said the one who threw the kunai, as he seemed to be the real one. Seeing this, other Naruto's sweat dropped. One even murmured, "Tyrant." Hinata giggled to herself. She cherished these small moments. She just hoped she could enjoy more of these kinds of moments in the future. At night, Naruto was lying down as he was too tired to even move. Today he and Hinata got the first step of the elemental training down. After he came back, he rested for an hour and then went back to the training ground alone, where he made 20 shadow clones and practiced twin moon-style kenjutsu for 3 hours straight. There was one technique he liked, but it was hard to control, so he knew that he needed more practice. His whole body felt numb with the excessive training, but he knew he could handle it. 3 more days to go till the break was over. Hanging in there, kid? Hearing that, Naruto just groaned. Reiju chuckled a bit. I must say I am impressed with the progress you made. Especially in your kenjutsu, but seeing that you have Uzumaki blood, it is to be expected. Naruto just smiled a bit, but he was too damn tired to even answer. Seeing this, Reiju got an idea. Hey kid, how about this? If you can learn that kenjutsu technique and finish the second step of the lightning element training by the end of the week, I will teach you a storm release technique that can be used by swords. Naruto jumped and sat down. Are you serious? I mean, you are going to teach me a storm release technique? Naruto exclaimed. Only if you can fulfill the 2 conditions I just gave you, Reiju responded. Naruto wanted to jump around and shout, but he thought he was going to do that tomorrow. With that, he fell back to his bed and was asleep less than a minute. 3 days later, Naruto was getting ready. He wore his new outfit and put the 2 wooden swords on their places. For the twin moon style, even the sword had to be put in a unique way. One had to be put in the waist and the other one at the opposite side, but instead of waist he had to put it in his back, and according to the scroll it was done to give more flexibility to the style. As for Naruto now, he was excited because last night he was able to finish both element exercise and a few kenjutsu techniques. First was known as intercepting step, and the second one was the one of the basic of twin moon style, which was drawing swords loose scissor. After seeing that, Reiju congratulated him and told him he was going to teach him his first storm release technique. Today was the team selection day, but first he had to go fetch Hinata, as today was the day her father would give her some stupid test, and she had to pass it. What a load of bullshit. Yesterday night Hinata requested him to come to her house to witness whatever test she would receive. She said that her father was okay with it, and without a second thought he agreed to it. He went out and started heading toward the Hyuga clan compound. If anything went wrong, he was going to use the swords for a different use. When he reached the place, he saw Hinata standing outside the gate, but instead of wearing her baggy cream-colored jacket, she was wearing light lavender-colored one similar to the tint in her eye, and her pant that reached her knee had almost the same color as her hair but lighter, and all of this was showing her growing figure, as well as her stunning beauty. But for some reason Naruto felt to growl, and it almost formed in his throat but stopped before actually doing it. He just shook his head. He might need Irika-sensei's advice on this, cause to him he was becoming weirder and somewhat feral around Hinata day by day. When Hinata looked up and saw Naruto coming, she couldn't help but feel her blush coming at full force. He was wearing short-sleeved light jacket with dark and orange mixed in it, Shippuden's jacket with short sleeve, and inside he was wearing a tight chain mesh that reached his elbow, which was enhancing his well-endowed bicep. He was wearing fingerless gloves and a black pant with dark orange stripes almost reaching his ankle. He had one sword in his right waist and another one at his left back. She couldn't look at his eyes after seeing, making her miss the feral look that flashed in his eye for a second. Hello, Naruto-kun. Thank you for coming. Hinata told him, but her eyes were still on the ground. Mistaking Hinata's gesture as nervousness, he playfully nudged her, making her shook up a bit. No need to worry, Hinata-chan. You will kick ass and we both know it. Naruto smiled, seeing her red face decreasing. Hinata relaxed her posture and smiled at Naruto. She motioned him to follow her and led him to the Hyuga's private dojo. Naruto saw Hinata's prick off a father and few other old people, who clearly seemed like they had sticks up their asses, were sitting there, and despite wanting to shove both of his swords on her father's ass, he bowed slightly. There were some other Hyugas on the side, but the one that caught his attention was one boy looked slightly older than him. The reason he caught his attention because he looked disgustedly at Hinata for a second, and then his face became stoic again. Naruto stood on one side while Hinata went in the middle of the dojo when her father motioned her, and directly on the opposite side, another girl came who looked like she didn't know how to smile at all. Man, all of them are stuck-up pricks except Hinata. Hayashi returned the bow, but he saw clearly how agitated Naruto was, but he couldn't clarify the reason. He motioned both of his daughters to come at the middle of the dojo. The test for Hinata was to fight against Hanabi and show her improvement, but to elders actually it was not to disappoint them, meaning that they already thought Hinata was going to lose, but they were hoping that she wouldn't lose that badly. Hajime. Hanabi with the traditional gentle fist style dashed toward Hinata, and like the previous fights Hinata had with her sister, she dodged. Seeing this, Hayashi sighed, knowing it was going to end up like every time, but what he didn't expect was for Hinata to actually strike while dodging. Him and the elders were surprised to see Hinata dodging all the attacks, and at the same time hitting Hanabi in the minor chakra points that were less painful, but it was slowing her down bit by bit. A minute later, Hanabi was panting hard. Her major chakra points were not closed, but lots of her small ones were, which made it harder for her to move. She got annoyed and charged at her sister, but instead of dodging, Hinata dashed toward her, but before she could retort or do anything, Hinata swiftly moved to her side and chopped her on the neck, knocking her down. Everyone was shocked, and why wouldn't they be? Hinata just beat Hanabi without much trouble. Hayashi looked at both of his daughters and clearly saw Hanabi was unconscious, but before he could say anything, an elder beat him to it. While I appreciate that you beat your sister, your fighting style is outrageous. We wanted to see your progress on your gentle fist, not some street brawling. What the hell is your problem, you old prick? Naruto shouted. She won and you are not satisfied? Before Elder could retort, Hayashi stood up. Uzumaki-san, please be calm, and as for Hinata, I am glad that you won your fight, but we were hoping to see your improvement on gentle fist. She beat her sister and her gentle fist, shouldn't that be enough? Naruto growled but kept his voice down. A few elders chuckled, which fueled his anger more. Boy, Hanabi is just learning gentle fist, and while she is good at it, she has a long way to go. One elder said. Why not let Niji fight against Hinata and then everything will be cleared? The first elder proposed. Hearing that, the boy that glared at Hinata smirked, and Hinata became nervous and looked at Naruto for support. You can do it, Hinata-chan. Naruto cheered. How bad that stuck-up team can be. Hayashi scowled at the elders. All he wanted was to make sure Hinata made some progress, and while he agreed with the elders about the fighting style, he was still impressed of the massive improvement Hinata made in 1 week, but elders were not happy, not because she became victorious, but how she obtained it. Hayashi looked at her daughter for confirmation. She nodded, but there was a small fear in her. He motioned Niji to come, and he did so. After coming at the middle of the dojo, Niji took the gentle fist stance. Hajime. Now Hinata knew that Niji was a strong opponent, and he saw her movements before, which meant she needed to speed up, or it would be over fast. She was glad that at least Niji wasn't spouting about fate for now. And as for Niji, he knew he got this fight. Hinata might be flexible, but the thing was her previous battle did not put any damage on her, but because of it she was short on breath. And he was called Prodigy for nothing. He saw Hinata was pushing her limit to move faster than her last battle, and it hurt his ego to admit that she was hard to hit, for now. He knew Hinata was going to tire out soon, and the match would be set then. Hinata was trying her best to dodge the onslaught of her cousin's chakra-enhanced attacks. They were more precise, deadly, and faster than Hanabi. He hit some of her chakra points already, and she knew she couldn't keep on going like this. The only reason she lasted this long was because Naruto was here, and somehow that was giving her the determination and power to go on. With last bit of her strength, she dashed towards Niji, and seeing him go on the attack she parried by crouching down and hit the chakra point on his thighs and waist, but before she could press the attack Niji dashed backwards, and without giving 1 second break he dashed forward again, catching Hinata by surprise and started his assault full force. Hinata, being caught by surprise and being exhausted, couldn't move fast enough, and she took most of the hits. Surrender, Hinata-sama. You are too weak to continue. You even tried to use different style because you are too weak to master true gentle fist, Niji said after he stopped his attacks. Match had been decided, but to Hinata's credit, she was still standing, wobbling albeit. I will not surrender. I will not back down. Hinata panted. She knew she lost, but she wouldn't surrender. Niji slightly looked at the elders, and seeing them nodding, so be it. He charged at Hinata and hit her right in the chest with a chakra-enhanced palm. She gasped and flew back, but before she hit the ground, Naruto caught her. Naruto was livid. Pure rage was filling his mind. He wanted to crush the boy's face. What was that? He said through his gritted teeth. I asked her to surrender, and she did not, so it was necessary. Niji looked at Naruto and grinned a bit. She was weak before, but at least she used to use gentle fist style, but I guess training with a loser she became weaker. Now she doesn't even use proper gentle fist. She is just wasting her time with you. I am a loser, huh? She became weaker and wasting her time with me? Naruto said in a very low voice, but then he grinned. It was not his normal grin, but it was feral. It was more predatory-like. Then why not fight me and prove to everyone that I am loser? But if you want, we can postpone our matches because you do look like a bit ragged after fighting with Hinata, whom you think as weak. He challenged him. Before Niji could answer, the first elder spoke. Why not? You need to learn where you stand, commoner. But careful, because anything could happen in a sparring match. Weakling like you could be seriously injured. Look at Hinata. Hearing this, all the elders smirked. Today they got to see Hinata beaten badly, and maybe they could see the Kyuubi brat get maimed. Niji smirked and took his stance, but his smirk stopped when he saw the pure feral look Naruto was giving him. It was like to him the match was over before it began. Hayashi looked at the elders and just shook his head. It was supposed to be just one match between his daughters, and now it was becoming a full-blown tournament. Please take Hinata to the infirmary, he told one branch member. This will be the last match, and Niji, that was a sparring match, not a tournament to maim. Niji flinched hearing that. Hayashi looked at the elders. And elders, this was to verify if Hinata improved or not in the last week, and I don't remember you people to judge her for me. I didn't arrange this for your private pleasure. Please make sure to remember why you are here, or it would seem to everyone that you are abusing your position. But rest assured we will talk about this later. The elders became paled a bit after hearing Hayashi's harsh tone. Hayashi looked at the both boys and saw they were already in a fighting stance. He just sighed. Hajime. Naruto's stance was grabbing his swords while crossing his hands. His left hand was on his right sword and right one on left. Give up, you can't do anything with that fake sword stance. Fate has made you a failure, so don't make it hard on yourself and just surrender. Look at what happened to Hinata-sama. Niji started his verbal bashing. Naruto flared first but then smirked. He wanted to play like that, so be it. This last week with Hinata he was able to learn a lot about herself, her family and her clan. At least fate has made me a free bird. What about you? The bait was thrown. Niji just stood for a second to digest what Naruto told. He was beyond angry. He would kill this no-class loser. Enraged, Niji dashed to him with gentle fist stance, right hand forward with open palm to strike at his heart. But he was not as fast as he was with Hinata. His legs did receive some strong hits from Hinata. Perfect. Naruto used intercepting step. He knew that if he could get it right, he would win the match. Flashback. What the hell is this intercepting step? I have to take a quick dash to get my opponent into my range. Naruto was puzzled. This one technique he thought was cool was now giving him a hard time. He just couldn't make heads or tails of what the technique was or what it did. Naruto, tell me the technique, maybe I can help. Reiju spoke. It had been a while since the beast talked with Naruto, as he was too busy training or lying down exhausted. Naruto smiled. He missed his company. Well, it says that you have to do a small dash using one leg and land on the other to get the opponent inside your range very fast. Can't understand what it means. He was trying to use the technique, but he just couldn't imagine what he would use it for. Range, huh? I think you should first know what it is, kid. Range means your battle range for your taijutsu or bukijutsu. It is the range that you are comfortable with in attacking, defending or dodging. Every taijutsu or bukijutsu fighter has it. I think the technique is used to give you an initiation to get the opponent inside your battle range before they can do it with you. It seems a good move to master. If you can master this, you can use this move while performing another one. Reiju explained. What do you mean by that? Naruto understood the first part, but not the last one. You are the unpredictable one, kid, think it yourself. Reiju chuckled, seeing Naruto grumping. Flashback ends. In an instant he closed the distance between them, and drew his right sword and hit Niji's outstretched right wrist the moment he landed in front of him. Naruto grinned when he heard the bones snapping. And not a second later, without giving Niji any chance to pull back or retort, he drew his other sword and hit his shoulder, but was a bit disappointed when he didn't hear any bones breaking. Though Naruto smirked when he saw Niji's mouth widen as his stance was loosened involuntarily. With both of his arms wide spread, Niji practically dropped his full guard and was wide open. Using this chance, Naruto used his momentum to throw himself at him and head-butted the guy right in the neck, making sure Naruto's metal hataiki hit the spot. For a few seconds nothing happened, but soon Niji coughed up blood and fell forward, which sealed his fate. Seeing that, Naruto threw one of his swords high up and used his free hand to grab Niji's hair and viciously kneed him right on the face. The sickening crunching sound could be heard throughout the dojo, making everyone to gasp and him to smile cruelly. Naruto pulled Niji's head up, and for the first time in his life Niji was truly afraid of someone whom he considered beneath him. The ferocious glint on Naruto's eyes, the enjoying look plastering over his face, and the wicked grin he had was making him look anything but human. The stare down continued for some time, as if Naruto was seeing if Niji was worth anything. It made Niji to feel small and somewhat useless. He was too petrified by Naruto's stare to fight back. Naruto held his hair hard once more, and thought it was time to finish this off. With that he smashed his face to the ground. Niji's body shook a bit, then went still. For a few seconds there was no sound in the dojo, and the first sound that was heard was Naruto catching his falling sword. After that everyone snapped. The branch members dashed to Niji to mend him, the elders were seething, and Hayashi was dumbfounded. Hanabi woke up just in time to see that Hinata and Niji started to spar. She saw Hinata lasted long despite being tired and was able to corner Niji even for a second. She was happy for her sister but couldn't understand why the elders were disappointed at Hinata. She beat her and lasted longer with the clan prodigy than her. Then the second fight started, and she didn't think much of it. A no-name boy against a prodigy. The result was obviously clear that it would be a short match. It was a short match. It ended less than a full minute, but the person kissing the ground was not the no-name boy. Hanabi looked at the boy with awe. His back was facing her, and it looked really intimidating. Without waiting or hearing anything, he just left toward the infirmary, but he stopped at the door. You are right, anything can happen in a sparring match. His voice was vicious and cold. With that he left. With Hinata. Hinata woke up to find that she was in the clan's infirmary. She started thinking what had happened. I lost to Niji and I-san. She slumped. Yo. Naruto waved when he entered the infirmary. Seeing him, she smiled sadly, which made Naruto to scowl at her. Hinata-chan, don't tell me you are sad because you lost to that stuck-up team. It didn't work out like the way I thought. My style is inferior to original Gentle Fist, and that is why I lost to Niji and I-san. Guess elders are right. Hinata's voice was becoming hollow, but she eeped hard when Naruto suddenly got next to her and hugged her tightly. Don't act like that. You said you are going to follow my Nindo, right? Then don't give up. Your goal was to beat your sister without hurting her too much. It worked, didn't it? But who knew that those pricks would ask you to fight again with another person? And remember that your style is not complete yet. You have a long way to go, and I will be helping you all the way. When your style is perfected, you will kick that team's ass. Naruto softly said to her while released her from his hug. Hinata mentally pouted for the lack of touch, but she smiled genuinely this time. He was right, she was not going to let herself down for this. She would train harder to improve her style and to make it perfect. Rest for a while, Hinata-chan. But we will be late. For before Hinata could finish, Naruto gave her a stern look. You are hurt, take rest and then we will go together, and we won't be that late. Now rest. Naruto scolded. Hinata giggled at Naruto's act to seem strict. But he was right, she needed the rest as her body was really sore, maybe an hour wouldn't hurt. She thought. With that she relaxed and tried to sleep. What both of them didn't notice was that Hayashi just watched their conversation, and being able to perfectly read lips he understood what they talked about. He was unsure of what to do of Hinata's new improvement, and her so-called new style, but when he heard that it was not complete, he started thinking. Maybe I will just wait and see, she did beat her sister with her imperfect style. Hayashi thought to himself. He went outside the room and looked at a tree. I hope you got to see what you wanted. A subtle movement came from the tree. An hour later, Naruto and Hinata reached the academy after an hour and a half. Hinata was feeling much better after the rest, but she was still hurting on the chest, but the pain was less now. Both of them entered the room and all the commotion inside stopped immediately. Everyone looked at the duo with surprise-filled eyes. Girls looking at Naruto started comparing him to Sasuke on the look department. Boys were all eyeing Hinata as she stood out the most among all the girls. Some of them even cursed as they wouldn't be able to get to know her now unless she was in their team. Sorry, Iruka-sensei. Stuff's happened, so we are both late. Hope we didn't miss our team selection. Naruto asked, and Hinata looked slightly embarrassed. Nope, I still have to call a few more teams' names. Go take a seat. By the way, Naruto, you look good in that outfit. You too, Hinata. Almost every boys and girls agreed with Iruka's statement. Thanks, Iruka-sensei. Naruto was glad that Iruka liked his outfit. Thank you, Iruka-sensei. Hinata politely replied. With that, both of them went at the back to sit. Naruto stopped for a second to look at Sakura but continued his way at the back with Hinata. Okay, Team 7 will be Sasuke Uchiha, Sakura Haruno, and lastly the new transfer student Sai. After the announcing, there was a slight verbal fight between Sakura and Ino, but Iruka's scolding stopped them. Now Team 8 is Kiba Inuzuka, Shino Aburame, and Hinata Hyuga. Shino was stoic, but Kiba smirked a bit and winked at Hinata but quickly faltered when he saw the Naruto's try anything and I will kill you look. For some reason he didn't find his voice to challenge him. He looked a lot different than a week before. While he was giving Kiba the warning stare, he didn't see that he slightly moved closer to Hinata. The said girl blushed. In the past week, Hinata understood one thing, that she now had a chance to make Naruto like her. There were some times when Naruto gave her feral kind of looks as if he wanted her, something she had never seen him do. Especially that one time when she had to remove her old bulky jacket for the water walking training, she saw Naruto looking at her with so much intensity that she got a little uncomfortable. Although few seconds later, he reverted back to his old self. Even now, instead of sitting beside Sakura, he sat beside her. And while most of the girls looking at him, he wasn't noticing any of them, because he was too busy to glare at every boy that was trying to look at her. She giggled to herself and leaned closer to him. Now that is all of the team. But Naruto, your case is a bit special. You were requested for an apprenticeship and your mentor will come and get you sometime soon. There were lots of different faces, but two of them stood out the most. Naruto, as he wondered why he was chosen. He was a bit sad that he didn't get to either Sakura or Hinata's team, but for now he would just wait and see what would happen. The second person was Sasuke. He really liked the idea of the apprenticeship because he knew that it was a one jonin and one genin thing, and he fitted that category more than Naruto. He was more of a soul fighter than a team player. He looked at Sakura and cursed his luck. Few moments later, each of the team's sensei came and took off with them. And suddenly one person came in, and without looking at anyone else, he looked straight at Naruto. He had short brown hair and black almond-shaped eyes. He was wearing normal jonin attire. Naruto Uzumaki, meet me at Ichiraku. We will have our lunch there. With that, he's gone. Now Naruto was confused. How the hell did this guy know which place I like? Guess he would just have to ask the person himself. Ichiraku's place. Naruto went there after 10 minutes and saw his new sensei already sitting there. Naruto took the seat beside him. Before we go to the questioning phase, maybe we should introduce and tell a bit about ourselves first, he politely said. Seeing Naruto nodded, he continued, I will go first. My name is Yamato. I was an Umbu till now and recently became full-time jonin. My hobby is taking care of trees and plants that I have at my home. As for my dream, I want to reach a certain person's level, both on skill and fame. Well, my name is Naruto Uzumaki. I like training, ramen and my precious people. As for my dream, it is to earn someone's recognition. Naruto kept it short. Guess we have something in common. Let's finish our lunch and head to training ground 6. There I will tell you about a few things. Is that okay with you? Naruto was getting impatient, but he knew he couldn't push it. He shook his head and started to enjoy his meal. After half an hour later. Training ground 6. Both of them reached there almost at the same time. Yamato didn't use Shunshin and was trying to see if Naruto could keep up with him. He was glad at the result even though he didn't go full speed. Okay, can you answer my questions now, Yamato-sensei? Naruto was getting a bit frustrated. He did wait too long and the suspense was killing him. Well, sure. I know your questions. Why did I seem to know about you and why I choose you as my apprentice, right? Naruto nodded. Firstly, how I know about you. It's simple. I followed you for the last week and saw most of the things you did. Naruto was shocked. This guy was tailing him for the last week, and he didn't sense him at all. Reiji-san, did you sense this guy? Naruto mentally asked his recent tenant. Who do you think you are asking? Of course I sensed him, and as for why I didn't warn you, remember kid, I told you I will not give you everything on silver platter. If he was an enemy you would have been in a great disadvantage or possibly dead. Learn from your blunders and mistakes, kid. Reiju explained to Naruto. It didn't hurt to motivate the kid from time to time. Naruto sighed. He knew now that he had to notch up on his training in sensing people. So what do you think of me after your spying? Naruto grumbled it out. Yamato chuckled. I did spy, but it was to see where you stand. As you passed your first genin exam, you should know that there is another test after the team selection where the success rate is only 33%. He smirked when he saw Naruto surprised. So you see, you can tell that I tested you during the week, your resolve and skills. As for the skill, I was impressed that you beat the previous Rookie of the Year, although I didn't expected that fight to happen. But lucky me. Seeing Naruto's confused face, he elaborated, Hyuga Niji, or in your term the one you brutally defeated. Yamato stopped to see Naruto's expression, and sighed a bit when he saw him smirk. Guess I have to work on his anger department. Yamato thought. Sandaime did say he was the best candidate for this. Flashback. You called for me, Hokage-sama? Yamato came and kneeled down before Sandaime. Yes, I did. Relax, we got much to discuss about your new assignment, Tenzo. It's about our young blonde prankster, and I hope you read the file concerning him. Watching Yamato nodding, he continued, you are to be his mentor from now on. I will instate you as a full-time jonin, as you are to take him as your apprentice. With all due respect, Hokage-sama, why me? Yamato inquired. On the document it is cause of your special condition, as it will be helpful to control Kyuubi if Naruto goes rampant, and also if I present your abilities to the clan heads they might agree to the terms I have in my mind. It will help the advisors and especially Danzo to back off from Naruto. Hiruzen told him while blowing on his pipe. So what is my real job? Yamato asked. Hiruzen chuckled a bit. No wonder you are one of the top Umbu. Your job, as I stated, would be to train Naruto, be his actual mentor, and report to me only about his tenant's activity, or something that should not be fallen into the wrong hand. And one more thing, you know Danzo as much as I do, so try to keep an eye out for anything unusual. Hi, Hokage-sama. Good. And from now on your name would be Yamato. Flashback ends. Wait, did you see the matches? I didn't see you there. Naruto asked. Surely he would have seen this guy, as he would be standing out way too much. I asked Hayashi-sama the night before if it was okay for me to watch to evaluate your behavior concerning Hinata's fight. He gave me his permission. I didn't know you yourself would get to fight, but it was a bonus, I guess. Although I am impressed with your abilities, but try not to be so brutal on friendly spars. Yamato advised Naruto. Naruto just shook his head. So you said I passed the second test, what are we supposed to do now? D-rank missions you can do it by yourself, but I will try to ask other senseis to see if you can join their group temporarily to those missions. Also, we will act as backup to the C-rank missions of other genin groups. Yamato explained the details of their upcoming duties. Naruto smiled. He couldn't wait to start his new life as a genin, wondering what kind of new adventures awaited him. Being a ninja means you have to fight swiftly against all the odds to save the helpless against tyrants, have to eliminate bandits that terrorize defenseless villages, rescue princess from the clutches of evil, defend nation against oppressors. That is what a ninja's supposed to do, risk your life for the good of people. What the fuck is this shit? Naruto groaned as he tried to remember the missions he was doing for the past week, painting fences, taking care of babies, doing groceries? And what about catching that damn cat Tora, which should be a high-level mission? I almost killed the cat if it wasn't for Yamato-sensei. After the last mission they came to an agreement. For the boring useless missions like these, if Naruto was doing them solo, he would send his shadow clones to do it. To him, it was a total waste of his time, and although Yamato didn't say it directly, but Naruto could see even he agreed to it, got better things to do than these chores. I mean, who the fuck uses ninja to paint their house and watch their dogs? Of course I'm angry, what do you expect? Well, at least when I am doing these missions with other teams it feels better. Glad to see that I am not the only one suffering. Naruto smirked as he went through his wardrobe. It still had a lot of orange cloths, but now with varieties. Naruto grinned as he remembered what Yamato said about their team. It was known as the backup team. They were the backup for other teams, and they would also join any team that was taking C-rank mission for the first or second time. Well, so far they were only able to help with one group with their C-rank mission. It was a quick delivery of some important document. Their sensei asked for them for some extra hand as they had to deliver the document fast. Even though Naruto did his first C-rank mission and the first to do so from his batch, he still wasn't satisfied. Well, he had a good reason for it. Because Neji was there. The team was called Team 9. Although Naruto didn't like the Hyuga, but even then he had to admit that team knew how to pack a punch. But the problem was that except for the girl, everyone else was insane. The sensei, Naruto shivered as he remembered their sensei. He was the weirdest crazy guy he had even seen. His name was Guy, had really thick eyebrow, wears a bright green jumpsuit and had a bowl haircut. And every now and then he would do this weird nice guy pose for no reason. Naruto clearly remembered that he saw the sun reflecting on his teeth. Naruto named him Bushy Brow Sensei. And his clone Bushy Brow, who was a miniature version of Guy, was as bad as him. I think his name is Lee. And both of them do this weird hugging thingy where this genjutsu comes in that I swear is stronger than my harem jutsu. Just let these two do their genjutsu on the battlefield and I am sure most of the enemy will be out cold. And both of them keep on spouting flames of youth in every freaking line. What the fuck is flames of youth? But from what I heard, Lee can't use ninjutsu or genjutsu but is really good at taijutsu. I sparred with him a bit, only taijutsu, and I lost badly. Next match I used my practice swords and it was a draw. He almost broke my swords. Damn, that was a tough match. Naruto spoke out loud as he took off his cloths and headed toward the bathroom. Tenten was composed and good with weapons. Naruto and she became friends fast when she saw him using kenjutsu against Lee. They sparred a bit using swords. Naruto was the winner but she didn't make it easy for him. After her defeat she pointed out that sword was still new to her. She was better with ranged weapons and bojutsu. Later they decided we would spar whenever they can using only weapons, she can use any while Naruto would stick with his swords. And the last was the pompous fate is my bitch, the one and only Neji. On their joint team time, he didn't say anything but he made sure to show his dissatisfaction toward Naruto, in any way he could. Naruto didn't like it but he had to admit one thing, and that was he was lucky. If Neji was in his usual level Naruto wasn't sure if he could have won the match. Not because of what others said but because of what he saw. He was better than Lee in taijutsu, he was more agile than Tenten and he definitely was the smartest in the group. He was good, and he knew it. But Naruto wouldn't back off. Naruto doubled his training after that mission, because he knew in the future he would have to go against him once again. But working with the new genin teams is better than the old ones, just my opinion. Naruto said as he turned off the shower. He wiped himself with his towel and went out, stark naked, although working with Team 10, how to say, is troublesome. The lazy-ass Shikamaru, the chubby Chuji, and the troublesome Ino, the Ino-Shikachuji combo, that's what my sensei told me. Their fathers were a legendary combo, so they also wanted to try this out with their children I guess. Naruto sighed as he recalled working with them. Most of the times doing D-rank missions, Shikamaru would try to sleep while Ino would yell at him. It would always end with Naruto and Chuji doing most of the work. But the most confusing was Ino because Naruto clearly caught her giving him this weird look like she was sizing him up. As for their sensei, that guy's name is Asuma, son of the Sandame. Still pissed at the old man for what happened before, you know. No, it's not about hate, it's just that I can't forgive him for that, not anytime soon. But from what I heard this Asuma was a member of the 12 Guardian Ninja, don't know what it is but I will look it up later. Naruto stopped as he finished dressing up. Also guess what? I found the most laziest sensei ever. And the prize goes to none other than Team 7 sensei. I mean that guy came after 3 hours of the appointed time, 3 fucking long hours. Hatake Kakashi, supposed to be an elite jonin my ass. All he does is to read that perverted book and nothing else. But he got really pissed when he found that he lost the book, shouldn't have done that but don't regret it. Well no. I mean I have a very good reason for stealing it. It's to show him that he can't let his guard down. What? No. I am not making this shit up. Also this is to make my sexy jutsu sexier? I mean deadlier. Naruto scratched the back of his head in embarrassment. His whole face was red. He coughed as he continued, well anyway, as for the members, they have the mighty Sasuke. I wanted to fight him, you know, to see how far I have come. But I will put it for later. He still acts like a lone wolf. Doesn't communicate much but I can tell he is strong and getting stronger as well. He acts cool, as usual, but the problem is the other guy. I mean what the fuck is that guy's problem? This kid, Sai, is one freaky pale-looking kid who wears a fake smile. I mean even a child can see that his smile is fake. And guess what? Whenever he opens his mouth I am just an inch away from shoving my blade up to his ass. He called me dickless. I warned him and Kakashi-sensei that next time he calls me that I will cut his dick myself, and was this close to do it. After that he calls me by other names, guess he was born to piss off people. But one thing I noticed when we were working together that he looks at me like he is observing me. Creepy, I tell ya. Naruto stopped. Because he didn't want to talk about the last person, Sakura. Everyone in his class knew that he had a crush on her, the problem was he wasn't so sure about it now. She used to wear bright colored cloths, and with her hair she drew attention to herself without knowing. She was smart and faithful, and that was what drew Naruto to her. He wanted to see how it felt like to be on the receiving end of such devotion. But now that he seldom saw her, he could feel his emotions fading. And one of the main reasons behind was Naruto's understanding of one fact: Sakura wouldn't recognize or like Naruto as long as he was being himself. Naruto shook his head and put these thoughts aside. He stretched his arms and started to pack up. Now where was I? Ah yes, the rookie teams. Well, the last team is Team 8. Now this team I like except for that mutt. Kiba the ass, he is brash and wants to be an alpha. Do you even know what an alpha is? I'll admit he and Akamaru can pack a punch. But their specialty lies in tracking. He keeps pestering me to a fight, but their sensei always stops us. What? I can beat him easy. Now for the next guy is the quiet Shino. He uses bugs to fight and to track down people. Cool, I know, right? And somehow we hit it off well. Naruto looked at his packed bags and the necessary weapons arranged neatly on his bed. He tapped his chin, trying to remember if he was forgetting anything. Their sensei? Well, she, how to put it, is a scary beautiful woman. Her name is Kurenai. But she is better than most sensei that I met during my joint missions from what I can tell. She is not lazy or crazy or put her attention to anywhere else except the team when we are doing missions. She also gives good and constructive advices. Naruto grinned when he thought about the last member, Hinata. He had friends, handful of them, but none were as close as Hinata. And he always had the best time hanging around with the clan heiress. She would listen to whatever Naruto would say and was always delighted to be with him. But recently she was getting everyone's attention, and for some reason it irked Naruto. The thing was now that she was a bit more confident, she was interacting with a lot of people, and because of that they started to notice her kindness and gentle behavior. Add that with being the Hyuga heiress, she was becoming as popular as Sasuke, the last Uchiha. Naruto did saw few annoying people trying to associate with Hinata, but he knew how to keep them away. He wasn't a famous prankster for nothing. Also, Naruto was glad that Kurenai-sensei and Shino was keeping an eye out for these kinds of annoying people. But what really confusing to Naruto was his own behavior around Hinata. When she would make cute faces, he would have a huge urge to hug her, like a full body hug. He also wanted to hang around with her more, and he would find any kind of excuse he could use to accompany her. Naruto was sure he did triple the amount of missions with Team 8 than any other teams. And he really liked how she would genuinely smile or compliment him. Naruto sighed, he needed some advice. For a second he thought maybe his good tenant would be able to shed some light on the matter. Thinking about it, he shook his head. Maybe Irika-sensei would be able to properly tell him about it. Well, as usual, she is awesome and doing great. Hinata-chan and I also do training together whenever we have free time, which is usually late afternoon to evening. I know, not as much time as we used to have before, guess we just have to utilize it fully. I am helping her with her flexibility and stamina while she is giving me tips about tracking and chakra control. Also, guess what, she thinks I am super awesome since I beat Niji. Well, yeah, of course I told her that it was thanks to her. That stuck-up asshole ain't gonna admit that Hinata-chan was more than he thought her to be. Fine, I will tell her again. Naruto packed up everything and looked at the clock. It was almost 10 in the morning. But instead of carrying it, he put the bag down and sat down on the bed. Nah, I could kill a few more minutes. A pause, of course not, you know how responsible I am, the pranks doesn't count. Okay, but listen to this. Sensei bought me 2 real chakra swords, although I don't think it is of high quality, but who's complaining? Well, he did warn me about that. Yeah, he is an awesome sensei. He is helping me to do some advanced elemental training. He is also very good at teaching few of the hard theory stuffs. He said he is going to teach me a few new lightning moves after I complete the advanced elemental training. In his opinion, the elemental training will help me on my... Well, for now, my training mostly includes heavy physical and kenjutsu training. Also, listen to this, I took some tips from other senseis when I worked with them before. Well, only 2 sensei actually helped. Kakashi-sensei and Asuma-sensei was all about teamwork and how to be lazy, didn't get any lessons from them. If I asked, they just give advices on how to work well with a team. Gai-sensei and Kurenai-sensei was amazing. Kurenai-sensei gave me a few tips on how to dispel genjutsu and gave me a few books to study about genjutsu. Gai-sensei was more practical, he gave me some physical training advices and some training body weight. He showed me how to utilize them in training as well. Yamato-sensei told me I can wear the weights as long as I am doing normal D-rank missions, but if I am going outside of Konoha walls, I have to take them out. Naruto jumped straight when he noticed it was past 10, oh crap. He took the bag and looked around his apartment, and then furrowed his eyebrows. Hey. You were the one who was gone for a week and wanted to know what happened. And you even promised me that you are gonna show me an actual storm release jutsu, you know, where all 3 elements are used? Wait, what? Now you are being stingy. What do you mean I have to master my lightning element more? Naruto groaned as he opened the door and went out. It's fine if I talk out loud. People already think that I am mental anyway. Naruto put the keys inside his pants after locking the door. Why did you bring Hinata-chan into this? Fine, I will talk to you telepathically. Bossy Wolf. A pause. I know you heard that. 2 weeks later. Outskirts of Ororo village. Almost had it, damn. Naruto sighed while he slouched down on the soft grass. The next stage of the elemental training was quite hard to complete. Naruto had to charge up his normal kunai and to throw it at a tree. The task here was that the kunai had to go through the tree with high speed. Lightning element was well known for its speed and sharpness. Well, it was not as sharp as wind element, but it covered up with the speed attribute. So here he had to apply both of those 2 attributes in one go. He made one shadow clone who was timing his throws. So far he could only make the kunai hit really deep into the tree with slightly faster speed than normal, but it had to be 2 times faster than normal kunai throw. Man, this is tiring. Naruto exclaimed tiredly. He had been doing this training non-stop since yesterday. If you want to control your bloodline, you have to master your lightning element as much as you can, you know that, right? Yamato said while looking at the field. He had been watching Naruto train since yesterday, and he was surprised by the progress. To him Naruto was natural at lightning element, be it hardcore training or learning jutsus. Their joint mission was to deliver a valuable package to this village and increase the defense, as there were chances of bandits attacking. So far the bandit did attack the village once, but nothing they could not handle. The other team was resting now because one of the members got injured, so they were staying here for a while and keeping a lookout till the other team was good enough to go. Meanwhile, training Naruto didn't seem such a bad idea. Kid got talent for certain ninjutsus and kenjutsu. Wow, sensei, you sure know your stuffs. Where did you learn about my bloodline? Naruto inquired. Reiji said something similar before. Yamato thought for a while. He knew that he would be teaching Naruto for some time, and by the looks of it he was kind of enjoying the blonde prankster's company. I know a bit about bloodline like yours, the advanced elemental bloodline, Yamato said while he moved to a bit more open area while doing some hand signs. Not much people knew of his ability, but telling his student didn't sound like a bad idea. Cause my ability is almost the same type. With that he finished doing the hand signs and slammed his hand to the ground. A wooden wall came out. Naruto's jaw dropped when he saw the wooden wall. A wood element user, wait, did it mean? Wow, a wood element. Does that mean you are related to Senju or Shodaime? Naruto asked while he walked towards the wall and started inspecting the wood. It was sturdy. In a way, yes. But I don't want to go deep into that for now if you don't mind. Seeing Naruto nodded, Yamato smiled. He continued, do you remember what I told you about chakra and element? Yeah, like how we can transform and define our chakra into nature chakra. Naruto answered while he sat down. Good, for using elemental jutsus you have to learn nature and shape transformation. Let's concentrate nature transformation for now, is it okay? Naruto shook his head. Yamato started explaining again. For nature transformation you have 2 options, to convert your chakra to raw element, or use your chakra to control the element. Yamato said after he dispelled the wooden wall. Convert or control? Naruto whispered. The first option is for those that do not have good control over their element, or can't reach higher level of nature manipulation, while they can use their primary or secondary elements, but this method drains chakra a lot, while the second one is for those that had good control over their elemental affinity, and this option also requires less chakra. Yamato continued explaining, people prefer first option cause it is easier, faster, and takes lesser training, however it is quite chakra consuming. The second one is for those that truly want to master their element. You have to work and train hard to advance your primary element's control. What average shinobis don't know is that the second way of using element can beat the first one, as you will have more control over your element. That's why you are making me do the advanced element control. Naruto was getting interested now. Yes, also for the bloodlines like us we have to control the first element, and convert the second one. Naruto got surprised of what Yamato said. Sensei, then what about bloodlines that uses 3 elements? Naruto asked a bit hesitantly. Bloodlines that can use 3 elements? I don't know if there is any bloodline like that. Never heard of those, but in theory it doesn't sound impossible, but quite a hard feat to achieve if you asked me. It might be that one has to fully master the first element, while being quite good with the other 2 to use something like that. Otherwise you got to spend huge amount of chakra to convert two elements at once. Fully master? Do you know anyone who actually fully mastered their element? Naruto asked while he started to process what Yamato told him. Well, the only ones I know of are Night-Aim Hokage for water, Sand-Aim Raikage for lightning. Some even say the current Raikage is close to fully master his element. Yamato was having fun. Unlike in Umbu where things were a bit stiff, spending time with Naruto felt kind of fresh and free. He always wanted to know about new things. His curiosity had no limit, it seems. You mean to tell me the only element masters you know are Kages? Naruto's asked with wide eyes. Yamato just chuckled. Shadow Clone Jutsu. Naruto used the jutsu with a new determination voice, no time to slack around. Yamato smiled at Naruto. Whatever doubts he had about him was all gone on this mission. He was brash and hothead alright, but he was also kind and mature when he wanted to be. Flashback. Naruto, you okay? Yamato asked at the tired boy. They just fought a bunch of bandits. There were not much of a problem, but his main concern was that Naruto took lives for the first time, his first kills. This was one of the hardest times for a shinobi, especially the young ones. Even though Naruto was a ninja, age-wise he was still a kid. Yeah, I am doing fine, sensei, just tired, Naruto replied. Fighting of the bandits and killing for first time took its toll on him. Do you want to talk about it? Your first kill? Naruto looked at his sensei when he heard this. In a part of his mind, he was still remorseful of what he did, even though it was a small part. He knew why he had to do it, and he also knew what would happen if he hesitated. I don't know, sensei. What I know that if I didn't kill them, they would have killed all those innocent people, and those bandits won't ever listen to reasoning. In a way, by killing them I saved the innocent, but the fact remains that I took lives. Naruto answered dejectedly. Yamato smiled at him. Naruto answered his own problems without him knowing. Typical of you, Naruto. Yamato thought to himself. Naruto, can you look at those people? He pointed at some villagers. When Naruto looked at them, he saw that the said villagers were being embraced by their family. The tears of happiness were clear on their eyes. Those are the people that you saved, Naruto. As you said, by killing some bad guys you saved some good innocent people. It is what most shinobi do, but you know what makes you different? Because you feel sad for the lives you took, which makes you an honorable shinobi. But remember the smiles of the people you saved, that will make you an accomplished one. Naruto smiled at the happy family. Come on, when we return back to Konoha, ramen will be on me, Yamato said. Really? Naruto shouted, only 10. Yamato replied in a stern voice. He knew his ramen obsession. Better play safely. Naruto laughed. 10 free ramen didn't sound bad. Flashback ends. Yamato looked and saw Naruto was doing his training with 10 of his shadow clones. Naruto was one stamina freak, but the best thing was he sure knew how to utilize that. Few days later. At night, Naruto slumped down on his bed. These last few days training was tiring but gave good results. He finished his elemental training. He was able to pierce a tree with a high-speed lightning-charged kunai. What he learned from Yamato that if he wanted to use storm release with 2 element he had to be real good with lightning element and had to have a bit control over water. But if he wanted to use all 3 elements, he had to be close to master lightning manipulation while having more control over water as well as wind. Otherwise he would have to spend shitload of chakra to use the jutsus. So, how am I doing, Reiji-san? Naruto asked his tenant. Every night after training he spends a little time with the big guy for his opinion. Good, kid. You have advanced faster than I expected. And let me guess, you want to learn that jutsu I told you about. Seeing Naruto nod his head sheepishly, Reiji sighed. Using 3 elements altogether is still too early for you, but seeing your progress, I will give you a test of my own. Pass it, and I will tell you about another storm release jutsu. Not the one you are thinking, but how to put it in your term as much badass as that one. Reiju smirked. Naruto laughed. Reiju sure knew how to lure him into doing things his way. But he had to admit that the jutsus Reiju talked about were pretty epic. Guess he just had to wait. Suddenly Yamato came in with a grim look on his face. Naruto, pack your things fast and take a quick rest, Yamato said with a serious voice. What happened, Yamato-sensei? Naruto asked. It's quite rare to see his sensei like this. I just got a report that Team 7's first C rank mission has taken a difficult turn with missing needs involving now. It might be a B or a rank mission, but for some reason they are continuing. We are to go and act as their reinforcement as we are closer to them. Yamato was replying while he himself was packing his things. So take a quick rest. We move out after few hours. Why the hell are they doing an A-rank mission? Naruto shouted. Yamato smiled, seeing the maturity of Naruto. Without us? Then he frowned. Guess he still had long way to go. Just pack your things and rest for a while. We are no good if we reach there without our full power. He just sighed. What were you thinking, Kakashi-senpai? Trying to do an A-rank mission with bunch of genin? Few hours later. Someplace else. What was I thinking? Trying to do an A-rank mission with bunch of genin? Kakashi scowled to himself. In front him was Zabuza, one of the Mist Swordsmen. This guy was an A-rank missing nin. He told his team to protect the client, while he would take care of him. The fight was hard even with his Sharingan. Guess he had to finish this fast, or he wouldn't have enough chakra to continue. He could win the fight. What was the worst thing that can happen? Few moments later. Getting caught by Zabuza's water prison, that's the worst thing that could happen. Fuck, Kakashi thought to himself, but when he saw his students standing their ground even though he ordered them to retreat, he knew if he didn't find a way out soon, things were going to go very bad. Sasuke was not a team player, but when things became tough he was willing to work together, but Sai was making things hard. Kakashi never wanted the pale kid, he wanted Naruto. When he heard that he was already taken as an apprentice, he was saddened. He asked if he could still take Naruto, but Sandaime told him that was not an option. He knew the kid from early age for his devious pranking skills. Naruto had a power that could pull everyone to him and help them get stronger along with him. He wanted Naruto to be the heart of his team, but this new kid Sai was only making the team more disarranged. He knew that the kid was not normal. The way he moved and acted during mission showed that he had Anbu training. He asked Hokage about this, but he said that the council wanted the kid to be put on Sasuke's team for his protection. Protection my ass! He will be the reason Sasuke will have a shorter life. Kakashi thought. And Sakura, seeing she was in the team with two hot boys, she was acting more like a fangirl than a ninja. She needed a rude wake-up call. Mizubunshin, Zabuza said. He made 3 clones and by the looks of it, he was going to finish this fast. Okay, maybe not that kind of rude wake-up call, Kakashi thought. He was now fully hoping for miracle. Before the clones could charge, one of them got impaled by a kunai that came out of nowhere but with really high speed. Another almost hit real Zabuza in the head, but he ducked to dodge it at the last moment. 2 figures drop right in front of Team 7. The backup team has arrived. Yamato-sensei, there is something wrong here, Naruto asked while he slowed down a bit. What's wrong, Naruto? Yamato slowed down as well. With their current speed they would be able to catch up with Team 7 anytime soon. Something doesn't feel right. I don't know how to explain, but the atmosphere around here feels unnatural. Years of training with Anbu paid off for Yamato. He was able to hide his surprised state fast. He looked around and saw the air was moister than normal. Inside Naruto's mind raged a quirk an eyebrow, then he smirked. Naruto, where do you feel the most disturbing? Yamato questioned his apprentice, not sure how he was able to sense it faster than him. From there. Naruto pointed to the direction. Let's go. Yamato told Naruto, hoping that it was not what his instincts were telling him. 10 minutes later. Seems like a fake mist, Naruto said to no one when he saw a bit of mist here and there. This kid is just full of wonders. How did he figure it out that the mist is not natural? We are not even close to the source yet, Yamato thought to himself. Naruto, I think Team 7 will need our help sooner than we thought. We have the element of surprise here. I want you to use it to come with something, Yamato ordered Naruto, because he knew when it came to do something surprising and unique, Naruto pulls it off more swiftly than an Anbu. Naruto nodded and immediately he made 3 shadow clones and gave them 3 kunai. Alright guys, let's try our original Uzumaki style, piercing phantom arrow technique. The clones gave a wild smirk and ran off to different directions. Naruto looked back at Yamato, and seeing his face he just told him to wait and see. Present time. 2 figures drop right in front of Team 7. The backup team has arrived. Don't worry my fellow comrades, as your savior the backup team has arrived, Naruto shouted while pointing his index finger and his imaginary pointy nose upwards. Everyone's sweat dropped. The killing mode was gone in less than a second. Naruto, get serious. This is Zabuza, a high A-class missing nin. Yamato grunted. It was embarrassing every time Naruto did that pose, and no matter what he said he didn't stop. Team 7 guard your client, Naruto back me up, Yamato ordered and took his fighting stance. Naruto moved a bit closer to Yamato. Sensei, outsider, killed 3rd clone, unknown location, he whispered. Yamato became alerted. It's true, Naruto sent out 3 clones with kunai but only 2 was thrown. Someone was out there, and the fact that the said person was able to caught Naruto's clone off guard meant business. Yamato signaled Naruto and then rushed towards Zabuza. Distract Zabuza and keep an eye out for the partner. After getting the message, Naruto sighed. Even though he wanted to help his sensei, he couldn't get directly involved now that there was another hidden person out there. With Zabuza, things were tough with Sharingan no Kakashi, but after he was able to pull him to fight on top of the water, things went just like it was supposed to. True that Kakashi can copy jutsus, but he had to use more chakra than normal to power up the jutsu, otherwise it wouldn't be effective against Zabuza. And because of the implanted Sharingan, his chakra ran out faster, making him exhausted. He got him in his water prison and almost completed his objective, but then the reinforcement came. Worst part, there were more people out in the woods, because the 2 kunai was thrown at him from different directions. He knew he couldn't keep on fighting less than against 2 jonins. He had to cut down the number to half. With that, he brought his weapon up, but before he could take the swing to cut Kakashi in half, who was still trapped inside his water prison, the man that was rushing towards him suddenly ducked and another electric kunai came at him. But to his surprise, instead of hitting him, it hit the water prison and gave him a light electric shock, but it was enough to disrupt the prison. Without wasting any time, Zabuza swung his sword down, hoping he was fast enough to kill Kakashi before he escaped. He cut down something, but to his frustration it was a log. And immediately he dodged to avoid an earth spike, but the second unnoticed earth spike impaled his left shoulder. He rotated his body to the side before it could tear his shoulder apart. Kakashi was out, and the new jonin was fresh. Zabuza was no fool to realize that his defeat was inevitable. He jumped back. Landing on the water, he started swinging his sword in the air, and on the last swing he rotated his whole body while dipping 1/3 of his sword into the water. Secret sword art, tidal wave. And then he took the last swing towards the Konoha ninjas. A big wide wave came at them. It was as if the swing of the sword created that. Water release, tearing torrent. Yamato shouted, landing in front of the genins. Water release, water dragon bullet technique. Kakashi yelled the moment he went beside Yamato. The water dragon was made with less water as Kakashi was running low on chakra, but with Yamato's jutsu the water beast had enough power to tear down the oncoming gigantic wave. But when the water calmed down, Zabuza was gone. Shouldn't we go after him? Sai suggested. No. Kakashi-senpai is tired and our job is to protect you guys. Pointing to Kakashi, who was breathing hard, then Yamato turned to Tazuna and asked, how far is your house? Not far, maybe it would take an hour or so to reach there. Make it 15 minutes. Naruto, take the old man. I will carry Kakashi-senpai. Team 7, we are moving out. 20 minutes later. After reaching Tazuna's house, they were greeted by his daughter, Tsunami, who was a beautiful woman at her late 20s with long black hair and black eyes. Father, you are back, she said in obvious relief. Yes, thanks to these ninja, Tazuna replied with as much joy as her daughter. Is there any place we can rest? Yamato asked politely. As much as he would like to see the reunion of the family, he was still carrying an unconscious Kakashi. Tsunami blushed and led them inside. After a few hours of relaxation, all the genin met outside of the house as instructed. Team 7, as you know, Kakashi-san collapsed cause of chakra exhaustion, and it might take a while before he reached his fighting condition. So till he is fully recovered, I will be in charge. Yamato explained in a serious tone. He knew this team would be hard to handle, so he had to take precautions. And as you saw, Zabuza escaped, but he was hurt badly. So if I have to take a guess, I would say for a few days we won't be facing any problems from him, hopefully. For now I will be training you before Zabuza comes back, and you can be sure that he will bring reinforcement. All of them were taken back when they heard that. Are you sure, Sensei? Sakura asked nervously. Zabuza alone almost took out their team. If he had reinforcements now, the battle might be not to their favor anymore. Zabuza has 2 options now. Either he will drop the mission as he can't take 2 jonins alone, or he would ask for some backup to make sure he gets enough chance to complete his task. Yamato clarified the facts. They had to be ready for anything. This wasn't a simple C-rank mission anymore. This was an A-rank mission which had to be done with few chunin squads. Alright, let's leave the scary stuffs alone. Yamato tried to lighten up the mood. Kakashi-san asked me to teach you 3 about tree climbing exercise. Follow me. But before leaving, he made a shadow clone. Naruto, you keep on practicing that jutsu of yours. I will come to you after I am done with them. With that, he led Team 7 into different area. At Zabuza's hideout. Zabuza-sama, you should rest. Your shoulder is hurt pretty badly. You think, Haku? Zabuza deadpanned, looking at the said person. Haku, a 14-year-old girl with shoulder-length black hair and brown eyes, just smiled back sweetly and jabbed Zabuza with an ice-saman. Zabuza flinched at the contact of the frozen needle. If you weren't laid back, you could have finished the job faster, and let me remind you, Zabuza-sama, that I was against this from the very beginning. Also, if I hadn't interfered with the blonde, you might have been caught. Haku said with a sugary tone which made Zabuza back down and sweat furiously. Damn, this girl is becoming feisty. And she is right, the blonde genin was good. He was able to take me by surprise 2 times, and if I wasn't lucky I wouldn't have made it out. Zabuza thought to himself. Look, the demon got his ass whipped. Gato announced his presence when he entered the place with his bodyguards. Fat pig / waste of space. Haku / Zabuza thought, but kept it to themselves. Haku gave Gato a chilling cold glare. Seriously? Please go check Copycat Kakashi on the bingo book, and Zabuza-sama here beat him and almost got the job done if it wasn't for the reinforcement. Try to say something useful once in a while. Haku sighed. Zabuza-sama, I will go out and check for some herbs for your wound. With that she left. Something happened? Gato tried to regain his composure, but it's kind of hard when one almost pissed himself. Zabuza looked at the frozen pieces of an orange book and wept mentally. When moving him after the battle, she found the book which he was hiding from her for a few months, and things went downhill from there. Never mind that, but as you heard, things got difficult. And I can't handle them alone. So you need more money? Is that it? Gato snorted. Zabuza made "Are you stupid" face and just shook his head. He always wondered how idiots like him could make tons of cash. What am I supposed to do with the money? Throw at them? I need backup, you useless fart. Try to get someone who can at least hold off an umbu for some time till I can finish the bridge builder. Your thugs won't be helpful, that's for sure. Zabuza spat out. He lost the fight, he lost his book, and Haku was pissed at him. He really needed to cleave some heads. Gato just grunted and went out of the place. With Yamato. Yamato told Team 7 about tree walking. He wasn't surprised when Sai finished first, but he didn't expect Sakura to finish fast as well. But if he were to take a guess, it was that her chakra reserve was really low. So he just told them to keep doing it until Sasuke managed as well. Kakashi and he believed that Sai might be a plan from Danzo to keep close tabs on Sasuke and Naruto as well, because he caught Sai sending his ink mouse toward Naruto when they separated. That solidified Hokage fear as well as their doubt. He destroyed the mouse and told Sai if that was to happen again he would be charged for spying on fellow comrades. Hopefully that will stop him from doing further troubles, at least for now. Sensei, would you be teaching us any jutsu? Sakura asked while panting. Doing tree walking few times really took its toll on her chakra. Why? Yamato quirked an eyebrow hearing that. He saw the other two also was listening carefully. I mean, you are teaching Naruto a jutsu, shouldn't you teach us as well? And that Baka is not even practicing this exercise. And how will this even help? Sakura said, crossing her arms. Sakura, now what he heard from Kakashi that she had potential, but she acted more of a girl than a kunoichi. With that kind of mentality in this world she wouldn't last much unless she tried to change. Yamato just sighed. Not every jonin was as laid back as Kakashi, and it's high time she understood that. You are under Kakashi-san's command, not mine. Naruto is my student, so I can train him the way I see fit. About this exercise, he knows higher level of chakra exercise than this. And unlike you, those two aren't complaining and doing their work, aren't they? As for this exercise, it will help you control your chakra better. Also, I may not be as strict as some jonin, but be polite when you are talking with your superiors. Yamato pointed out heatedly. Sakura was beyond shocked. Usually Kakashi would just shrug things off or come with poor excuses when he didn't want to answer. So even when she yelled at him or rudely asked him something, he didn't mind. But this sensei was different. Sorry, sensei. She just muttered and went to rest. Sasuke just shook his head. If he knew more about the apprenticeship, he would have requested the Hokage to grant him one as well. As far he knew, only Chunin or elite genin could get it, not some freshly graduated genin. And by the looks of it, he wouldn't mind having this jonin as his sensei either. Kakashi was good, and after the fight with Zabuza, he knew Kakashi could help him with his Sharingan once he awakened it. But damn Kakashi and his laziness. From what he heard, Naruto was doing as much missions as them and maybe more, but still he was getting tougher training. He just sighed and looked at the tree that he was supposed to climb. Maybe he could ask the Dobe for a match, but right now he was not so sure if he could beat him unless he had his Sharingan. With new determination he started practicing again. With Naruto. Naruto was watching his clones trying to master his new taijutsu technique. He knows he was getting better at kenjutsu, but after hearing some points from Yamato, he wanted to have some moves on taijutsu as well. His kenjutsu style was deadly and most of the techniques were hit to kill, and that was why he couldn't use that against an unarmed comrade unless he was really pissed. Right now one clone was acting as an enemy while the others were trying to time it down to do the combo. He was observing them from a tree. A high place was always the best place for observation. So what will call this move of yours? Asked the Yamato clone. Being a shadow clone later, he could transfer the memories of the training regime. Uzumaki style, Mirage takedown. But I can only use it against one guy and it is kind of one-time thingy, can't really use it twice in the same match. So I am hoping it packs enough power to knock the opponent down in one go. Naruto replied. By the looks of it, if the original you do the main hit, maybe you can. By the way, I didn't hear anything about your other technique. Yamato inquired. You mean Uzumaki style, piercing phantom arrow. It's simple really. I send few shadow clones to different sides of the battlefield, and at the right moment they will throw lightning-charged kunai at the opponents, syncing with each other, after which they will dispel themselves immediately. If the opponents don't see me using shadow clones or sending them, then it will catch them by surprise, confusing them, and putting them on edge thinking there are other people in the area. Crafty work, don't you think so? Naruto smiled while giving a victory sign. Yamato laughed. Crafty little fox indeed. He thought to himself. Well, I agree with you. If you were able to throw that last kunai at the right time, maybe we would be able to get Zabuza a lot faster. Yamato pointed out. So what about the one where you use your bloodline and kenjutsu together? That one, well, it works great, but it has a major side effect which is rather bad. I am trying to find a way to go around it. Naruto sighed. After hearing the sound of clone dispelling, Naruto looked at the fighting place. Guess first phase of the move is done. I will need your help on the second phase, sensei. Naruto said while jumping down from the tree. Sure, but it is getting late today. Let's head out, and you can start early from tomorrow morning. Yamato suggested. Naruto nodded and dispelled the remaining clones. Few hours later. Everyone was tired after the long day. They were now having their dinner on Tazuna's place. Suddenly a boy not older than 10 years came down from upstairs and looked at them with distrust and annoyance. Who are they? The said boy asked. They are the ninja we were talking about, Inari. Tazuna smiled at him. They should just leave, they are only going to die anyway. The boy snorted and took his food upstairs. He is one charming sunshine, isn't he? Naruto said blankly. Please forgive his behavior, he went through a lot. Tsunami implored. Naruto just shook his head and went to eating. He knew he had a long day tomorrow. He also noticed that all members of Team 7 was taking a glimpse of him every now and then. He glanced at Yamato, making what the fuck is going on now look. Yamato just sighed and gave him I will tell about it tomorrow face. Naruto just sighed to himself. Next day. So Naruto, let's take it easy, shall we? Today Kakashi-senpai will supervise his own team's training, so I am not needed there. Okay, so what do you need my help for? Yamato said. Well, that's great then. First, sensei, I need one of your wood clone to be the target of my technique Mirage takedown. Your wood clone is harder and sturdier than shadow clone, and it will help me a lot, and also if my opponent doesn't get knocked down by that, I want to see what kind of other openings it will give me. Naruto summarized. Wow, you got it all sorted out. Nice one, Naruto. Anything else you have in your mind? Now this was why Yamato liked teaching Naruto. You only have to give the kid a seed and he himself would try to grow the tree all by himself, and would ask for advice only when needed. Naruto scratched his head with embarrassment after hearing the praise. Thanks, sensei. But right now I just want to master this first, then maybe we can move on to the new lightning jutsu you told about. Naruto answered. Sure, let's get started then. After a few hours later. Naruto was resting, but from afar it would seem he was fast asleep. Yamato went to check on Kakashi, and he said he would bring lunch for them. Naruto knew there was a risk of getting attacked, so he created few shadow clones and hinged them to hide them from normal eyes. Yo, Reiju-san, I found something interesting when I was checking the books 5 Kages and Bloodlines last night. Naruto said to his favorite tenant. So what is it, boy? From the looks of it you seem pretty excited. Reiju asked the blonde. Well, what I learned first was that there is a similar bloodline also known as Storm Release, but like you said, it was written there that the user only combines 2 elements, lightning and water only, unlike mine. And also I was looking for an elemental bloodline that uses 3 elements for a long time, and I finally found it. Dust Release. Only current Tsuchikage seems to know how to use that. Also, guess what? From what I learned, Dust Release is known as Advanced Nature Kekkei Toda, an advanced version of Kekkei Genkai. So does that mean mine is also like that? I do use 3 elements to use my bloodline, and it is not like the normal storm release either. Naruto asked while barely containing his excitement. Reiju chuckled lightly. Correction, Naruto, you can't use all the 3 elements of your bloodline yet. He laughed when he saw Naruto pouted. But you are right, in human terms maybe your bloodline is an advanced nature Kekkei Toda. But don't tell anyone yet, wait till you fully master it. But can I change the name of my bloodline into a cool one when I can use all the 3 elements? I don't want people thinking it is the same as the other storm release because mine is special, right? Naruto said with a grin. Guess you are right on that also, but I want you to wait and think it out carefully, okay? Reiju pointed out carefully. Naruto wanted to say something but Reiju stopped him. You have a visitor, Naruto. Outside world. When Haku saw Naruto, she was debating whether to not kill him or no. She approached him, but before she could do anything. You shouldn't try to sneak up on a ninja, it might get you killed, Naruto said with a grin while he still kept his eyes closed. Wow, that was badass of me, Naruto thought to himself. Reiju just snorted. Naruto stick his tongue out mentally. Naruto got up and looked at the girl in front of him. Now who might you be? With Zabuza. Now who the fuck is this guy? Zabuza asked Gato while looking at his temporary secondary partner. Maeda, the guy said with a grin. Maeda of the Kuriko clan. Now who might you be? Naruto questioned the girl in front of him. Isn't it rude to ask someone's name before saying your own first? Haku replied with a playful tone, trying to calm herself down and not to look too suspicious. Oh yeah, sorry about that. Naruto chuckled nervously and then he did his favorite pose, pointing his index finger towards the sky while looking straight at Haku, Naruto Uzumaki, future Hokage of Konoha and the savior of the fellow Konoha comrades. Naruto shouted while trying to look badass. Haku giggled unintentionally. Well, Mr. Savior-san, what were you doing all the way out here? Training, of course, got tired a bit so was taking a break. Naruto replied while stretching himself. By the way, I still didn't get your name, and why are you all the way out here? Where's my manner? My name is Haku. Haku modestly answered, but she was thinking what to say next without revealing too much. My partner got injured recently, so I was looking for herbs to treat him. Let me help you then. Yo guys, come out. No sooner Naruto said that 4 shadow clones came out from 4 different directions. Seeing that Haku got nervous, she was praising herself for not attacking Naruto blindly. Here she thought he was at disadvantage, but it would seem he had the situation under control from the very beginning. Haku-san, show them what kind of herbs you need. Haku showed them a few herbs she had with her. All clones were trying to memorize the herbs. Naruto sighed, just bring back anything that looks similar. The clones nodded sheepishly and dashed to the forest. Why are you helping me, Naruto-san? Haku asked genuinely. Do you need a reason to help people who are kind? Naruto replied offhandedly. Haku was stunned. In her whole life after that incident, she learned one harsh thing about life, which was that no one helps another without wanting something in return. Thank you? Haku sincerely said, but why are you training all the way out here? From what I can see you seem to be quite strong already, so why train harder? Naruto looked up at the sky as if he was trying to find someone hidden in that vast space. To learn my past so that I can move towards the future, Naruto whispered, which contradicted greatly towards his earlier outbursts. Haku's face softened up, but sometimes it is better to not know about the past. Some pasts are too strong to just let go. Then you just have to become stronger. Naruto smirked. I mean, what kind of future you can create if you don't know your own past? Haku laughed softly while shaking her head. It had not been more than 5 minutes, and she could already say that Naruto was one of a kind. Guess you are right, Naruto-san. Right after that the clones came with lots of leaves herbs. Haku chuckled lightly while she took a few herbs from them. Thank you, Naruto-san, take care. Haku bowed slightly while she started to head off towards her place. Yes, see you soon, Haku-san, Naruto shouted. Let us hope that we don't, Naruto-san, Haku whispered to herself sadly. Zabuza's place. Haku was rubbing her forehead. Things always seemed to get complicated as long as she was involved. Flashback. Haku stopped when she saw the new face in Zabuza's room. The new person was a guy who seemed no more than 20 years old and had dark brown hair. He was wearing normal Jonin attire, but his IWA headband was scratched, meaning he was a missing nin from IWA. But the fact that his head was still attached told her to wait and listen to Zabuza's explanation. I knew Zabuza had a young girl following him, but never knew you would be such a hottie, the guy said with a smirk. Nice to meet you too, my name is Haku by the way. Haku replied unfazed. Haku, this is Maeda of the Kuriko clan, and for the time being we will be working together for our current mission. Zabuza intervened. Sure, as long as we stay professional. Saying her part, Haku went to make the medicine from the herbs. Maeda was grinning lecherously at her the entire time, but suddenly he stopped when he felt chills running through his spines. He looked at Zabuza to see that he was sharpening his Kubikura Bocho, which was surely anywhere but near him, with a kunai. And the fact that he was looking at his lower part wasn't helping either. On pure men instinct he put both his hands in front of his family jewels. Maeda, Haku is my tool, you know that right? Seeing Maeda nodding, he continued, and you see I want to keep my tool untouched and clean, and for some reason I think that one of your body part might make some problems to that, but rejoice that certain body part has nothing to do with this mission. So do you want me to remove it or? He finished, leaving Maeda to figure out the rest. Maeda turned around so fast that seemed impossible to normal people, but he was not a normal people but a guy who was going to do his best to protect his manhood. Haku-san, please forgive me for my rude behavior, and I hope we can finish the mission professionally and as fast as possible. With that he jolted out of the room. Flashback ends. This is not going to end well. Haku sighed while she finished the medicines. Zabuza was still sharpening his sword. No boy is coming near my girl unless I have anything to say about it, he thought while laughing manically. Haku's sweat dropped. And somewhere one boy sneezed hard and felt his balls growing cold. He shivered, thinking who could be after his crown. Back to Naruto. So anything happened while I was gone? Yamato asked after they finished their lunch. Nah, the usual. Me helping the helpless. Naruto replied as a matter of fact. Yamato just chuckled. So what do you plan to do now? I think you got your Mirage takedown done. All you need is practice and do it against real opponents. Yeah, that's true. But sensei, I have a few badass sword techniques, but because of the side effect I can't exactly use it properly yet, and like you said before, sometimes I might not have my swords with me, so I came up with an alternative jutsu, but I think it might take a while to get it down completely. I need help with that, Naruto said seriously. So, can you give me a bit of details of what the jutsu might be like? Yamato inquired sincerely. After a while. Damn, if Naruto can pull this off, this technique is going to rival Chidori or even Rasengan, Yamato thought to himself. So, got any idea from where should I start, Yamato-sensei? Naruto asked nervously. Yamato was quiet the whole time during his explanation. Naruto flinched a bit. If I want to put it in your term, your jutsu will be one badass jutsu. Yamato smirked when he saw Naruto relaxed. Sometimes pranking the prankster was quite amusing. So, this is what I think you should do first. After a few hours later.